what the COVID is going on. We are live. Here we are.
Yay, we are live.
Albert Park.
From Albert Park.
You'll notice things look a bit different. We've never streamed before from a park.
We haven't. This is a first time.
Yes.
So we normally stream from our bedroom, our lounge, 2-3 times a week. We're mandated musicians that can't go out and perform in public, which has completely changed our lives. So we've converted to a site called Twitch. So those of you that are in front of us there, if you log in and create a profile, you'll be able to see how Twitch works. And we should eventually have some people coming in globally. We have fans from France and UK and Australia,
Germany, lots of Americans.
A lot of Americans. So we just decided, hey, let's come to the park and show our support for what's going on in New Zealand.
We had so much fun in our backyard that we just thought, actually, let's come and ask and have a chat. So we are here today. We've invited people to just come have a picnic and come have a chat with us. We got 2 couches, blow-up couches, $40 from Kmart each.
And I've blown them up properly
Huge
today. I don't think
investment.
Ashton blew it up properly the other day.
Oh, you're obviously better at blowing than I am.
No, we realised, I think you'd pulled the whole plug out. So when you try and plug it in, it lets so much air out, but there's like a little other valve. That
I am
I'll teach you later.
one-handed, so I am handicapped, literally.
Yes.
But for those of you who don't know us, if you're new, I'm Aston, this is Gemma, but today I'm Lemon and that's Orange. So we like to dress up and have alter egos and just be silly. Don't take life too seriously.
Exactly.
We will. We normally do this talk show that's just talking, and we thought we'd just make it a bit more entertaining. You need to turn it off.
Oh, that can't come through.
Here we go.
Oh, but that's now
But the
pause
music.
Okay, hang on.
Yeah, we'll get there.
This is all.
And we thought if this goes well, we'll just actually
we'll
pop
try that.
around Auckland at different places. Because one thing we are really pro on is pro-choice, and we're not very keen on these mandates, and so we're wanting to basically just start speaking out and digitally and giving people a chance to share their voice.
Can I ask a favour, whoever's loaded into Twitch at the moment, could you just type something in the chat, just so I can check? I just wrote test.
Thank you
to
for your
check.
subscription.
Oh, thank you.
Much. So another thing about Twitch is it's called, when I first saw it, it's called Gratitude TV, because people tip bits and they subscribe to your channel to get rid of the ads.
Hi team.
And so it's like you see lots of Twitch streamers like, oh, thank you for the bits, thank you for the subs, lots of gratitude and thanking. So it's pretty cool. Hello, we can see chat's working.
Chat's working, fantastic.
So-
Asomatic 44.
Let's get started with, we've got sitting on our couch Dave, who's a friend of mine, and you can pick up the microphone. Now, don't swallow it, it's COVID. We're really going towards our peak of Omicron cases, so we've got to be safe, got to be distanced. We're a bubble, so it's all right. We can touch each other.
Oh, touching. How's the levels out there for you guys with that background music and talking? It's all good? Perfect.
Excellent. So you can flick your switch on. Yep, you've done it. Say hello.
Yeah, I think it already was.
There we go. And so we just want to know, Dave, what the COVID's going on with you? Like, how are you loving this world?
What the COVID is going on? Man, it's a very good question. Where do you start? Now, a month ago, 2 years ago?
Yeah, wherever you want.
Just
I guess where your life has been affected the most.
Well, I guess it's just a sympathy for people that are, worse off than myself. Like, I mean, seeing the police couple, the husband and wife, both police officers serving 15 years and, being mandated out. Good to hear the court case, though.
I know. Just to fill everyone in, basically yesterday there was a High Court judge ruled that it was, unlawful to mandate the police and defence force to require vaccines to still do their job. So I don't know what that means. Does that mean that everyone can just go back to work?
Well, I guess it'll be a matter for the defence force and the police, because I think some people have already, a couple have already left the police force, so they did say they're happy to go back if the mandates are removed. So
And is that effective immediately, do you know?
I'm not really sure. I say it is from the court, but then it depends what the police service and military the defence force do.
Well, I guess that's a big win though. If one section is now having that lifted, here's hoping for the rest.
Yeah.
I think the doctors. I remember watching. I think it was this week, listening to one of the politicians saying, "Oh no, I still think the." Oh look, she's doing my hair.
Bugging her lemon here.
But that doctors should be still mandated, but I would disagree because our health system is really going downhill. Like, to get an appointment in rheumatology, you can't anymore. There's not enough specialists. To get tests, I can't even apply for my exemption until my testings are finished, and that's going to take over a year because everything's slowed down because we've got less people, more people isolating, and we're just seeing like a big crash to our health system effectively.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I think I said this 2 years ago, but when we first went into lockdown, there's going to be a big fallout from this. People that aren't diagnosed with cancer, we all know cancer. If you nip it in the bud early, and you can get over it. If it's not diagnosed, there are going to be a lot of fatalities from that. Mental health, suicide, 100%. All those things.
100%. So just a little bit of a side note, people, as well, because Twitch is a live stream, and if you are looking on your phones, I don't know who Milkman Collins is. Is Milkman Collins actually in front of us, or someone
online?
So someone has just said, and their Twitch name is Milkman Collins, and he said, "Orange, lemon, and to a lesser extent Dave. I must ask, do the carpets match the drapes?"
Well,
so in response to that, i.e. orange has no drapes. So, and Orange's hair is not real, so if she had drapes, they would be blonde.
And I would just say that this very clearly is a wig, and underneath this is blonde hair. So I think you can work it out from there.
But the beautiful thing about Twitch is when you're in it, you have people globally chatting to us. So we will like throughout the stream, we will comment on what people have said throughout this, and it's cool for you guys when you are involved in the Twitch, although we're in front of you physically. You guys can have a little good old chin wag within the chat.
I'm just wondering what's going on with your microphone.
You've given me more echo. So yeah, Milkman Collins, I'm not sure. Where in the world are you, or do you happen to be in the park with us now, or are you somewhere else?
Let us know.
Funny comment.
So as what were we talking about?
The health system.
Health system, yeah. What are your thoughts?
Just another comment coming back to the immediate effects on the health system, or that have been going on for some time. You look at Australia, didn't they? They actually invited the unvaccinated nurses back into the health system because they didn't have enough nurses. So that seems to be one of the reasons why the UK did away with the mandates. 83,000 health workers didn't want to get vaccinated. The health system actually needs them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think we were talking about in the car on the way over. And thanks, Milkman Collins. He is at 39 Mayflower Street, Plymouth, PL1 1QX, England. So if anyone wants to go and visit Milkman Collins, his address is in the chat.
This is the first time we've streamed on talk shows.
Exactly.
This is a new thing for us.
We're normally streaming music, so it's a different category
streamers.
for us. Our chat may be limited to those who are watching on Twitch. This is a total pivot, new thing that's going on for us. Maybe just have I feel like I'm loud anyway. So we were talking on our way over.
That way, and turn it off when you're not. Yeah.
And you can maybe have me down a bit if you wanted. There's quite a few of my friends that are vaxxed, and their argument has heavily been, we don't want to put pressure on the healthcare system, but yet with all these people having to leave because they've been mandated, well, that's put more pressure on because there's no one there, or there's a lack of doctors and nurses and specialists. And Aston has a condition that she's now having trouble getting into the healthcare system and being seen, which you can discuss a bit further, because of exactly that. So it just seems
they're not even taking appointments for rheumatology. And I've had friends that have taken the vaccine. Now they need to see a rheumatologist because they're getting autoimmune conditions, which we were warned about. And so not only do we have fewer rheumatologists, but we've got more people needing rheumatologists. And so we find in our city of 1.67 million, you literally can't get a rheumatology appointment now. And, what's going to happen? That takes like 15 years, I think, to get to that point.
Well, that's what I say.
You need to turn your mic.
I might just I might turn that speaker away.
Yeah, I think turn it, and also maybe the music down a bit. Sorry. You can try it again. Oh no, that's my one. I was turning the wrong knobs. Sometimes I get it like that.
Turn it on again.
Yep, turn it on.
That's better.
Yep.
Hello?
There we go.
That's a bit better.
Yeah.
I'll hold it nice and close and talk nice and
Look, we
loud.
often have, so there's cops that keep coming to the park and checking on us, which is cute. Thank you, cops. But this weekend there is like every park is in Auckland is filled with something relating to ending the mandates. We've had a march across the bridge that's just finished. And they're in Victoria Park talking. We've got a protest starting at the other park over there, and we're the quiet park in the middle with some. Let's see what these guys. Are you guys orienteering?
Yeah, we're doing like orientation weekend.
Oh, fun! Just letting you know that you're going to be in screen walking here, so have a wave, say hi. Orienteers. Sorry, what were we saying? So we were back to the medical system.
Yeah, pretty much about the health system, isn't it? I mean, yeah, all those things are going to have implications in the future. I mean, you're seeing it, but say cancer, many other things, many other diseases, heart disease, and so forth. And look, I don't want to belittle, COVID and say that it's nothing. We all acknowledge that it's a serious virus, but so is influenza that kills 600 people a year. I mean, Dr. Bloomfield's said this, so it's not
Absolutely.
any sort of hearsay or anything. We've actually saved 1,200 lives from influenza with the lockdowns and social distancing in the last 2 years.
And we've only had 60-something COVID deaths,
Yeah.
and most of them aren't even from COVID, they're just dying with COVID.
Yeah, so if you work out the equation, we're actually 1,150 people up from 2 years ago. It's sort of, and you can't ignore that fact. You've got to take that into account. I'm not saying even a person dying of influenza, for that person and for their family, it's still bad. Just like somebody dying from a motor accident, dying from suicide, dying from an accident at work, anything.
I think we've had lots more suicides now. Does anyone have a stat on the suicides that have come out of this?
30% increase in suicides.
It's terrible.
And
I
was speaking
survived
to a friend the
COVID.
other
My
day,
wife
actually,
gave it
and,
to me.
Which
Which one did you get? Did you get Omicron, Delta?
So Milkman Collins in the UK said he survived COVID. Him and his wife had it. So yeah, interesting. Chuck in the chat, Milkman Collins. I'd love to know your story. Obviously, you can only chat to us, but
we can read it out.
Hey, we could Zoom to him.
Oh yeah, we can zoom you in if you want to have a chat.
We could Zoom you in, Milkman Collins. So 30% increase in suicide, and I think this is. I was talking to a friend the other day, and I think what's really worrying and sad is there's been no mental health support for like anyone. It doesn't seem. There's people dealing with these lockdowns and what's going on is quite traumatic, and there's people that are losing their homes or that obviously their jobs, etc. But where's the mental health support? It doesn't feel like it exists.
Yeah, well, I mean, and people like Mike King, obviously dealing around youth suicide and so forth, and I know there are reasons why he didn't get the funding, but still, nonetheless, he's doing a great job and not getting the support financially that he needs to help all those people, let alone all the other people that are dealing with COVID. But it's interesting, the government supposedly had redesignated suicide as death by accident. They've redefined it.
Wow.
What?
And it's all a bit strange.
It's not
And I don't know
accidental.
if they're trying to take it out of the statistics like they do take unemployed people out and put them into sickness beneficiary to take them off the unemployment list or something. But it just seems really strange at a time when we'd be going into this that you would actually redefine what the term
is.
suicide is.
Just a quick question. Oh, hi, Tully.
Hello.
No. We are in Albert Park. We are activated. We're just by the rotunda.
We unfortunately put this out before the march showed up, so
Yeah,
we
didn't know
kind
about
of
the
were like,
march.
oh, we can't go to the march.
So Milkman Collins said he thinks he had Omicron, and he cannot Zoom as I will wake up my wife and she's a beast when she's awoken at this hour.
Totally understandable.
1:30 in the morning in the UK, I think.
At one point I sneezed so hard,
was like for you.
my hat fell off. I do know I had a friend in the UK, he was unvaccinated, 40 years old, reasonable health, and he said that, I couldn't tell he was sick basically. Like I would speak to him and I wouldn't have known. Actually that's both the case with my friends that have got Omicron, is you can't actually tell they've got it. They have to just let you know, whereas when they had Delta, you could hear they were really sick. So it's definitely way weaker now.
And that's a good thing. I mean, not obviously any disease and any illness is not good, but what is good is that we are getting a less severe case of COVID, Omicron, and it is obviously more spreadable. Look, thank goodness it's not Delta.
Absolutely.
Isn't better that we are experiencing this. And it seems like South Africa, the UK, all parts of the world have gone through Omicron. So hopefully, cross fingers, this is a good thing that's going to give us some sort of herd immunity.
I wonder if we can check out the stats have they released today's stats? Let's have a look.
So Tally said she knows a few friends right now that have it and they have no symptoms with Omicron. Milkman Collins, I was told by my friend who was a farmer that they could hear I was ill, but not obvious. So it's just like a flu, I presume, is this what you guys are saying? Also, just Milkman Collins and Tally Power, would just love to know, how are the levels for you through Twitch at the moment? Myself, Aston, Dave, and the backing music. Because we're trying to accommodate, physical people in front of us, as well as you guys on the chat. All very experimental today.
So our current situation, the new cases reported in the last 24 hours is 13,612. So we seem to have stopped that doubling, which we've had for the last 3 days. That's 311 cases at the border, and we now have 52,808 active cases in the community. COVID well and truly is moving in, and I think this is a really good variant for this to it had to happen sometime. We had to become an endemic, and get herd immunity, be it through vaccine or natural immunity. So
I think that's the reality too, because I've thought for a long time, how does the world eradicate it? Because it's like a fire. You've got a fire over here. When you put out that fire, there's another fire over somewhere else, and that's what's happening in different countries. If you look at the world COVID-ometer, all the cases, they go up and down and different times. Sometimes it's more in winter than in summer, but sometimes it's not. But all around the world, it's all happening at different times. So it's not like you can flick a switch and go, okay, we're all going to eradicate it this week. It's not happening like that. If say Japan eradicates it, Brazil's still got it, so it's still within the world, and it's just going to come back. So there's no way to stop it without actually kind of facing it head first. It's a reality.
absolutely.
100%. Just gonna let it in.
So while we're chatting, who wants to go next on the hot seat? Guys out there, it's now you've seen what it's like, and we are literally just having a conversation, and this is unlikely to be censored. It's all opinion anyway, so there's no need for fact checkers, and it's very easy. So we can keep talking. But
hi, Chrissy is cool. Thank you for popping in.
Someone?
anyone want to jump on the hot seat?
I'll go for another 5 minutes and then we'll call someone up.
You'll come up next, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, awesome. Getting that going.
Welcome, Christelle. Welcome.
So, what do you think the future holds for us? You want to give us your predictions, timelines?
What's that song? The future ain't bright. What's that song? I don't know. Look, hopefully this will be the end of it with Omicron, as you've seen in most parts of the world. So just cross fingers and,
By the way, Milkman Collins thinks you're a top bloke, Dave.
Top bloke,
He says
Dave.
Dave's a top bloke.
Cheers, mate. I was going to ask you, mate, does your wife that's asleep know you're talking to a couple of ladies on the other side of the planet? If you think she's angry now, could get angry if she got woken.
Yeah, exactly. What time is it there in the UK, Milkman?
They must be.
Can we just call you Milkman instead of Milkman Collins?
2:30 a.m.
He
over here.
said what she doesn't know can't
Can't
hurt
hurt
her.
her. Did you, Milkman Collins? Did you find had you come into our stream before?
Yeah,
I feel like
you-
I do recognise your Twitch tag. Or have you just found us through the talk show and podcast? Because this is the first time we've streamed in this
section.
He didn't respond yet.
I feel like we should probably change the.
I am clicking on Twitch streams randomly as an escape from married life.
Oh, thank you, Tully.
Oh,
for
thank
your
you so
donation.
much for your bits.
Thank you for your bits.
Thank you for your bits. Thank you for your bits. Thank you for your bits. Thank you for your bits. Maybe we should do a song between speakers.
I was thinking that.
Would you guys like a song? Absolutely, let's do a song.
You
You can sing with us if you like. Do you sing, Dave? Are you a tenor or a soprano? We can pick a song that you know. What song should we sing?
Good.
You're gonna have to load it on your phone.
Good question. Is this one we want to stay sitting down, or we want to get
Here
up?
for wine later. Here for wine later.
Thank you, Tully.
Thank you
we
so
love you.
much.
Thank you.
Can't decide song without our song. Let's Faith. It's like a nice little vocal warm up. Do you know George Michael Faith?
It's quite fast. I think sort of get a happy.
It's got a bit, but it's a bit chill at the same time.
Whatever. I'll do
Gonna load
I'll
Faith.
do a bit of backup.
Oh, I need a sip.
One of the
Oh,
other
we've
things.
got some more voices for freedom. Freedom.
Just one of the other things, if you guys don't mind, I just want to talk about misinformation. There's been a lot of talk about misinformation. And look, I for one, I agree. There shouldn't be misinformation. And there's actually misinformation on both sides of the argument. And I think you guys are the same. We see a lot of stuff coming through and we're filtering it ourselves. We're saying, well, that's a bit unbelievable, but that has some credibility. But my point is there is misinformation on both sides. It's not
absolutely.
Just, you know,
One,
I know a lot of the people in Wellington at the moment that are protesting in our parliament. I'm saying all that for the people overseas who may not know. They're getting criticised by following misinformation. As I say, if the media and politicians and everybody didn't put out misinformation, we'd all be in a better place. I think we'd be able to put it on the table and clarify things a lot easier between each other. You know?
Yeah. And I think overall, just this apartheid has got to stop.
Yeah.
You know, like I think everyone just needs to learn to respect. Let everyone have their own opinions. We don't have to all agree. We just have to respect each other and agree to disagree. Like I think that's a really powerful thing. If New Zealanders stepped into that a bit more, we have to do it all the time, eh, Jem?
All the time. Hello, Hugly Better.
Hello, welcome.
And Tully, I'm so jealous. She's currently in a spa with a gin and tonic.
Oh,
So
lovely.
she said a song would be great.
Hugly Better is how's Australia going over there? Hey, Summer, can't get there. Can't get out of the driveway now.
Oh, we
Insane
went
level
around,
of
we went,
oh, where are you? You'll have to go to.
we went west.
Mind you, they shut
Summer.
the bridge, but mind you, the bridge, I believe. Does anyone know what the
Can't get
status
out
is
the
of the march?
driveway.
It must have finished.
Made it 2 blocks, insane level of traffic. Oh,
Were you at the
whoa.
march? Oh, okay, cool. Maybe you could. So since you weren't
The right
here when
lane
we
is open
started
on the
this, we're doing a talk show. We're streaming it around the world, and people can just tune in. If you want to tune in on your phone, it's twitch.tv/Celestial Entertainment NZ. And but we've bought the couches, and we're just inviting everyone up to come have a chat with us. And we do this talk show, what the COVID is going on, and it's just anything. You can talk about anything. We just want to know what's going on with you, what life is like, what bothers you, what you love.
So unfortunately, Summer can't leave the driveway. She's stuck between 2 major on-ramps and the traffic is insane.
Oh no.
Well, hopefully you can join us
Hopefully we've
a
still
little
got
later,
battery power.
hun, but totally understand.
We are going to be basically going until we run out of battery power or light,
shame,
one or the
what a
other.
shame.
Like
We've
never done
was
this
going to be
before.
coming down with her little family. But yeah, hopefully you might be able to come down later. But thanks for letting us know on the stream, and thanks for joining us in the stream.
in the streaming.
So on that note, should we do it? And
We're going to do a song. We're going to
Shall we
see what Dave's like with backing vocals.
Shall we stand up for this? We're good enough here to room to stand up.
Discord. We should be able to stand up. Yeah.
What's our plan for today? We are just winging it, Tally. We just thought we'd come down, we'd do a little activation in Albert Park. We
Invite
are
some
holding
friends.
interviews. We're going to do a few songs. I believe, hopefully, probably in the next hour or so, people that have done that, like Will and a few others that are on the march are going to come down here. And we're just going to go until we run out of power. This is an experiment for us today to start doing more outdoor busking.
Interacting with the public.
So we're working off a battery and an inverter at the moment.
It is fun. Yeah.
And it seems to be working. But as you know, we mostly do a lot of music, but it's going to be a bit of talking, bit of music, bit of whatever. just go with the flow.
So this is your guys' first sort of mobile gig, is it? Live?
This is the first time we've done it like this, where we've actually brought kind of the fuller setup.
You pleased to get out of the house?
Thank you, Summer.
Is that a good thing, getting out of the house?
That's right.
Getting out in the summer sun,
Yeah.
which is so good for vitamin D.
Absolutely. Get vitamin D to boost our immune system.
That's
what you're
thank
doing?
you,
We're
Summer.
playing in
That's a shame.
Northland
So Summer
tonight.
said she's not going to be able to make it because she does have a gig tonight, and she's just checked, and her driveway it's got worse. Like the traffic's got worse for her. So
Oh, no.
that's a shame. But thank you for being here on the Twitch stream, because whether you are physically in front of us or on the stream, you are still here supporting us. So awesome. Oh, on that note, I will get a song up. I'll pause this one. And I might just have to get
I might pull this down to
the-
save. I can save some screen battery time. It's pretty cool because now that we can do this, we're gonna go busking. All we're gonna do is add a piano,
And
which
we
is
need to
easy.
have, I'm
we can
thinking
go
of these
busking.
adverts from YouTube. We need to, there's one thing we have to remember, when
You
you
need
have
to
the
sign in
account.
as the Candid Kiwis account. I think that's the one. Here we go, Dave. This is your. We're gonna stand up and sing.
Stand up.
You can stand up and sing. Just remember your mic pointing away from the speaker.
You've turned the backing down, haven't you? That's
Are you?
I'm on full volume here.
Check one.
Well, I guess it would be nice if I could touch your body. I know not everybody has got a body like you. Oh, and I gotta be a place. Can you monitor more? Feel the heart away, and I know all the games you play because I play them too. Oh, I need some time out from that emotion before you throw my heart back on the floor.
On the floor!
Oh, baby, I reconsider my foolish notion, 'cause I need someone to hold me while I wait for something more, 'cause I gotta have faith. Ooh, I gotta have faith. 'Cause I gotta have faith, faith. I gotta have faith, faith. Baby, I know you're asking me to say, please don't go away. Maybe do a Ricky for the sound, because it seems quiet. Baby,
Sounds good.
you mean every word you say. Can't help but think of yesterday, and another will tie me down with the love of me before this river becomes an ocean. Before you throw my heart back on the floor. Oh, baby, I reconsider my foolish notion, 'cause I need someone to hold me while I wait for something more, 'cause I gotta have faith. Ooh, I gotta have faith. 'Cause you gotta have faith, I gotta have faith.
How's it sounding in the screen?
Yeah, how's it sound?
Oh, too loud.
Let us know.
Nope.
Oh,
No, I can't come out of the screen. That's a note to self. Don't come out of the screen on my phone. I gotta have faith. Mr. Monda, check that. Before this river becomes oh, baby, I reconsider my foolish notion, 'cause I need someone to hold
There we go.
me
That
while
was
I
not better.
wait for something more, 'cause I gotta have faith. Ooh, I gotta have faith.
And I gotta have faith.
I gotta have faith.
there we go. That was a little song.
First Albert Park song.
All right.
Hand over to someone else now.
So we are gonna. Oh, what's that? Turn your back on.
Offers more freedom.
Some ads from YouTube, is it?
Bit of a.
Ad from YouTube. So,
Thank you, Mark. Take
Canada
a minute.
Kiwis has got no ads, has it?
I believe that's the one that has no ads at the moment.
This is good to know.
So-
I will work on that.
Which is our main intimate. So next in the hot seat, we are going to invite Ace. Is it you that's going to come up next? Thank you, Dave, for joining us.
Hey, thanks, guys. It's
Thank
great
you.
to be here for your first time out in the park.
You're our
coming out.
first guest. You broke our
And at
hot
Ace now.
seat guest virginity.
Hey, you know that buying these two couches from Kmart for $80, you're not going to be able to get a mortgage now. You know that.
I broke the bank. All right.
While
Welcome to the
you're
hot
having a
seat.
chat with Ace, I'm going to
So-
navigate the getting this so that I don't have any adverts. So,
We are just going
Turn
to.
oh, you turn the switch on when you want to.
So, in times of COVID, try not to suck the microphone. We'll give you more volume so you can hold it away. These are our microphones. We don't share, so we're alright to get
Especially not
up
after
close and personal. But that one we're going to set it so you can say nice and far, and I'll boost your sound here. And also, you should be fine. We'll let you know if there's feedback, and we'll watch tuning.
just quickly, what is our
microphone
login for Canada Kiwis?
I think it's just our usual password.
Yeah, give it away to
Have you
everyone.
changed it to A?
The usual password. Hello. Yeah,
Hey, bro.
Okay, so we changed to that.
I believe so.
Okay, I'll go. I'll give it a go.
Welcome. How was the march?
Wow, 4,000 people
over the
marched
bridge.
over the
Yay.
bridge in Auckland, New Zealand today. Woohoo! Have you just, when did you start, how long did it go over? Amazing. Oh, I'd love to have a
Well,
chat
we'd
with
love
you.
to have you on seat, and you can tell us all about it.
All about it.
So, Ace,
Hello.
what the COVID's going on for you? How
Someone says hi, Ace. Oh, Milkman Colin just
Hello.
asked us to redeem some hydrate
Ooh.
at some point.
hydrate?
I'll
I
go.
got my hydrate.
4,000 support of stopping the mandates. Awesome. That's huge.
Fantastic.
Is that
Huge.
official? Like, is that from TV NZ?
Yeah, where'd you get that?
Well, the TV said there would have been 100.
Yeah, absolutely.
You gotta have the factor of extending it.
Yeah, well, 1,000 or something like that.
Yeah. So, all right. So,
I'll let you chat to Ace while I try and
what the COVID's going on
YouTube
with you,
sorted.
Ace?
Nothing much, you know. Just another day.
Can we just get your point your that's it when you and we're gonna keep talking. Give us a sound check. We might have to give us a sound check.
Hello.
Hey, you say the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy
Oh
dog.
my god. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog.
All right. And can I get you to just angle it towards that's it. That might be better.
There you go. I think that's better.
Let's see how we can go with that. All right. So
Yes.
what the COVID's going on for you?
Not much, to be honest with you. Just trying to live my life as with whatever's going on. It's not your it's been funny, really. So
Have you lost your job?
no, I work for myself, so no.
Nice.
Look, it hasn't affected me in that context, but a lot of my clients, a lot of my friends have. So yeah, that's why I march. That's why I do. I'm very active, I guess. Feel for those people. That kind of crap should not happen.
No.
No, it's just not right.
No. It's like everyone should be able to choose for their own.
Absolutely. Look, I think
Just pick your mic a little bit closer.
the divide in our community. I think you were just talking about misinformation. I think there's misinformation and misinterpretation of who we truly are.
Yeah.
I see a lot of Facebook. I talk to a lot of my friends, and I think it's just the media change shifts a lot of people's perception of who we truly are. So they think we are just anti-vaxxers or whatever. I mean, most people are actually anti, a lot of things, tyranny, anti-mandates. but freedom lovers mostly. But I think that's what is lost in the whole.
I think it's the labels that annoys me personally.
Yeah.
As an unvaxxed person doesn't mean I'm anti-vaccinations, and it's so quick for people to go, oh, you're anti-vax, and put you in, pigeonhole you. And this is the thing with when you can put a label on anyone, black,
Absolutely.
white, short, fat, vax, not vax. It's easier to disassociate from being an actual person when you put a label on them.
Yeah, well, and also,
And it's sad because we're not New Zealand's this amazing country where we should be united and have always been quite united, and yeah, the segregation is really sad. Even within family members, friends. Not I've been okay for most part, but I do know of some friends who can't even go and see their parents unless they got back, so they did. And
Yeah.
just that that feeling forced and coerced is just not right. I don't think.
yeah, it's actually, it shows.
Thank you, Higley, better for your bits.
It shows how,
so much.
in an instant, what kind of control media has over us. I think it's mostly media driven by the agendas of the government. I think that's what I take out of this. They have lots to answer for. I think once the dust is settled, I think there will be a conversation had, hopefully. But that needs to happen. I think they've done. Sometimes I think it's irreversible damage, but other times I think yes, maybe in the future it'll be different. I don't know.
Yeah, I do agree. At the end of the day, things have to change, and here's why we're hearing this. We've got there seems to be activations all over New Zealand today, actually. Convoys, and at some point we will. That's a good point. We need to. We will zoom into Wellington at some point. So this is a live broadcast. You guys, can't see our screens. And actually, if you are logged into Twitch, you'll be able to see the live chat that's going on at the moment.
I'm just
And
going to
we
read
will be able
Simon's
to-
comment.
We will be able to zoom into Wellington at some point, which I need to organise.
Saw the live feed from on looking was a lot. Personally, I couldn't walk. I guess she's talking about across the bridge. Because for me, I don't want to infringe on others' rights to access essential services. That's kind of what we felt as well as like what we wanted to. We didn't want to be part of something that disrupted society, that caused blockages. Others can. The protest, like the protest and everything can. But I think it's really important though that we have lots of ways that we get the message out. Like there's the big groups that are doing this, and then there's like lots of little things going on around, so that it just everywhere you look, we want to see people speaking out against what's going on. So for me, I catch 22, and the traffic has locked my family down till it clears. I believe when the mandates stop, the chaos stop the mandates. Thank you to all who support the defence of basic human rights. Sorry, I'm not there in person, but that's all right, Summer. But yes, I just think let's end this and get back to normality.
Yeah, I think we are close though.
I think so too.
What's happening? We are very close. I mean, we always follow overseas trends. So if England did this a month ago, was it a month ago?
I think
We're about 3 months behind them.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully, though, we're going to drop our mandates before 3 months.
yeah.
I'd be quite keen for next month, who was it the Freedom Rights Coalition? I think they were like, March the 1st, mandate's gone. I think that'd be good.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do keep seeing something about March the 1st. I don't.
That's what they're saying, is they're basically pushing for March the 1st in the mandates.
And then, as Summer said, then the chaos ends. Oh, what? Okay, so Talipa has just said they dropped the mandates for children to join sports in schools today.
Woo!
That's awesome.
That is,
Summer said, totally agree, Ace. We are normally 3 months behind. Thank you for that information, Tali. So that is, the
Yay.
police has been dropped as of yesterday, and today children can go back to playing sports, which is what children should be doing.
absolutely.
And that's who I'm most concerned for is the children. I have a friend who's got a 6-year-old at school, and one of his good friends basically just turned around to him and said, "We can't play anymore because you're not vaccinated."
Yep.
And he's like, and he's 6 and he doesn't really understand, and then he's now getting bullied, and they're the ones that are really suffering, because especially if you've got households, I know of other households where you know, mum feels one way, dad feels another, kids are stuck in the middle.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I know many other people have got kids that can't go to university, can't go play sport. It's just stupid.
DJ, my son, DJ Corvette, he came home and said, "Mum, all my friends have got the vax." I was like, "That's all right. That's fine. Just as long as you don't feel like you need to be peer pressured into getting the vaccine."
Absolutely. How old is
Like,
he?
he's 11. Yeah, he's just started at North Cross Intermediate. They've got their COVID case. We've had the, you know, but now it's kind of cool. Like a COVID case comes along and it's been really, really downgraded.
Yeah.
And yeah,
It should always have been hospitalisation, not cases.
So just Summer, just so we can clarify, she said yes they did, so needing the clubs to do the same. So at the moment the mandates have been dropped for children to join sports in schools, but not through clubs. Is that what you're saying? If you do sports through, she just replied, if you do sports through club, not school, you are still mandated. Okay, so through the schools you can play sports, but not in the clubs. It'll all
that's
topple.
annoying. But I wonder, is that the clubs choosing, or is it the government going? Because it makes no sense that all clubs mandate, but
schools
not.
don't.
Well, has anything made sense?
Sense? No, to be fair.
What's the COVID going on? Nothing makes sense. Nothing makes
I just
sense.
noticed, look at that. It's totally like someone's knocked the top of, we've got the beautiful rotunda next to us, and it's like on an angle, like what?
It's probably those anti-vaxxers that did that.
Oh, must be the anti-vaxxers, all the protesters that are causing all chaos in society.
Yeah.
Hello, come on in.
Welcome, come on in. Hello.
That's Andre and Diana.
Hello. And we've got Ace on the hot seat. He's you can come in.
Hello.
Hello. Straight on.
Weight distribution on the couch.
I did not believe it. What are you doing here?
Live.
So we're doing a live stream.
We're streaming to the world. We're just having a conversation about COVID, going, what the COVID is going on?
Okay, so Summer says it's the size of the gathering, size of the organisation or business type thing. Okay,
Got
cool.
off a plane from Wellington. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow,
Have you
you've
just
been
come
to
from the
Wellington?
protest?
Yes.
Do you want to come and talk about it?
Yeah, it was really beautiful actually.
Give him the mic. Come and talk about it.
Yep, you are live. No,
Oh, sorry. We'll bring you back. We'll bring you back.
Alright,
So your names, guys?
Andres and
What's my name? Oh, I don't know. Because I first did it.
Nara.
So you guys have just jumped off a plane from Wellington. You've been at the protest.
Yeah, for a couple of days.
So what was it? Please tell us
Well, it's
all
not really a
about it.
protest, it's more like a love festival. Everyone just like really sharing the vibe, and we'd see one sign of violence. And the most
Bring the mic a little bit closer.
Sorry?
Just bring the mic a bit closer.
Oh, sorry.
That's
And so the most amazing thing yesterday was when we got there, apart from 3 o'clock in the morning, but about midday. Sorry.
Drinks have been
So, it was a long plane ride. No, but seriously, it was amazing because that's when the High Court overruled the mandate.
What was the atmosphere like down there when they got announced?
Like, everyone was just like, everyone's very emotional, and it was just such a lovely. We didn't want to leave. We would have stayed there, but we came here to be with you guys.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so thank you. Who's mine or hers? I'm orange. She's lemon.
I'm living today. Got my COVID wig on.
Yeah, did we get Omicron? I don't think there was any Omicron down there. But I had to sneeze past everyone that wore a face napping.
So you mentioned, as far as you're concerned, down there, there's no violence. It doesn't.
We
From
didn't
what
see
the
a
media is
sign of
portraying,
it. No. We were
it's
there
all
at
love
3
and
o'clock
peace
in the
and
morning,
happiness.
5 o'clock, midday, and 10 o'clock last
We
night.
woke up at 3 a.m. We went there.
Feels like we've been there 4 days, but it was actually only 2.
I might. Oh no, I was going to pass mine, but yeah, no.
No,
You share that one.
COVID, yeah. That's,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
remember, we're in COVID times, don't eat the microphone. that
Oh,
one's being passed
you mean the
around.
cold?
Yeah.
The cold rebranded.
Exactly. So you went down for 1 night, 2 days, and literally just came
two
back.
nights. It was like a week, but it was 2 nights.
Now, one thing they say is that there's lots of abuse between people and the Wellingtonians. Do you see Wellingtonians actually staring in discontent about what's going on, or are they actually kind of pretty
not at
chill
all.
about it?
And even the police guys, they're doing an amazing job. They were really lovely. Like, we embraced them, hugged them.
We give them hugs.
Yeah, it's what you see on Cindy's News is
Cindy's News.
completely false and fake.
So is any of it true?
No,
No, not at all.
no. It was just so loving, and we had so many friends, and just like it's a very loving energy going on down there, And
Yeah, everyone
we
just
hugged
hugs
the
everybody.
police, and yes, nobody wearing masks and sharing food
Except for
and
Wellingtonians.
Oh, yeah.
Wellingtonians.
There too,
I run Earth Beat Festival, and and I see a lot of. It literally looks like our festival. Like when you're like watching everyone set up, it's like you're at a festival. It's,
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely.
And everyone's just like peace, love, and
families,
happiness,
so many kids.
entertainment. Let's feel
Absolutely.
good. Let's work together.
Yeah.
They've created a school, didn't they? School. And
Yeah, it's amazing. And also, we were in St Mary's Bay and we looked at the harbour bridge, completely closed off, like hundreds of people marching, and we just drove past Victoria Park Market, and I think they're all coming here now. Yeah.
Are they coming here?
Albert
Yeah,
Park.
well, that's
I
the
hope so.
plan. And to see you gorgeous girls.
Yeah.
Thank
Oh,
you.
you're flirting with them now.
Well, Will was a part. Will just marched over the bridge, didn't you, Will?
We're going to hear from Will and how the march is going.
I just had just so you guys know, we are currently live streaming on our Twitch TV channel. So we've got people that are chiming in locally and globally. We do have one of our moderators. His name is called Hugly Better on our Twitch stream, and he's just given us an update from Australia. So just an update from Queensland. As you know, they have opened up our state recently. My eldest son is a school teacher. His school has a population of 1,800, and 50% were absent Friday as the virus has just got out of control. To me, we went through 18 months of hell, and now it's the government doesn't give a shit. Excuse my French. Hospitals are full everywhere. That's interesting. Is this with Omicron, COVID, or Delta, Hugly Better?
Or NextCom.
Or Col, Transformicon.
I mean, I see we've got like 13,600 new cases today, but how many
Really?
in hospital? Let's just check how many are in hospital.
2 when we left Auckland.
Okay, so what is the difference? Cases or infections? Because they're two different things,
New cases reported, but where's the ones in hospital? How many are in hospital? Basically, there's like
Nobody.
there's like no, yeah.
And Milkman Collins, if you're still there, I would love to know what's going on with you in the UK. That's another person on Twitch. Oh, the great thing about Twitch is people's Twitch names are fantastic. So when you guys jump off, I'll
Give us a Twitch name.
well, you can sign up. I can give you you can scan. I can give you a QR code to scan, log yourself, and then you can actually sit there and join in the chat.
Sounds like
You
getting
can
on an
the cool
airplane.
thing is so we're
we go.
predominantly
Oh,
music streamers, but then we decided, look, we'll come in here, we'll do some music, we'll do some chats, have some fun,
Thank you so much, guys.
and
You're
just
amazing.
stream this to the world.
So we've got our latest news as
Wow.
of 1:54 p.m. Our outbreak, we've got 13,606 community cases new today. We've got a whopping 263 in hospital across New Zealand and 5 in ICU. That's threatening our health system, isn't it?
Yeah, nearly as bad as
Just
Delta.
can't cope. Like, we've only got about 7 beds, so we better shut down.
Imagine the amount of hospitals you could have built after 55 billion in the
I don't know, like, how could hospitals around New Zealand possibly cope with 263 people in hospital?
So Telepa is saying 84 in hospital, 30 in Auckland, 28 in Middlemore, 24 in North Shore, and 1 each in Waitakere and Whangarei. Milkman Collins says the UK is basically back to normal. All the lockdown rules have gone away
No
and they're
cases
free
in
full
Wellington,
time.
where the protest is going on.
Isn't that interesting?
No, actually, no. I read the other day they had 3 cases, cops. And they called it from the headquarters, and they've had to stand down. And they obviously did a really good job at isolating those 3 cases, so because Wellington doesn't seem to have
Well,
any...
we
Let's have a
hoped
look.
about 100 people, and hopefully we haven't got.
popping down.
Capital and Coast. No, it's saying at 413 in Capital Coast. They must be those. Have you noticed they're now counting rat tests? Yeah. So they changed our count as of 3 days ago, and I tell you what, our count skyrocketed. All those self-reporting rat tests.
I know, they're wicked. You can do your own.
Yeah. We should go get a test. Be like, I want to get off work. I'm positive. It's terrible.
You're in trouble. Anyway, lovely to meet you guys.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for going here.
I say, do you want to come stay more, or Will? Should we bring Will to the hot seat?
I need to give him a hug. I cannot believe I sat on his lap on the public TV.
On the plane. Love to meet you guys.
Thank you.
I did my own rat yesterday. Did you come positive, Tally? Come on in.
I've got a rat test.
Oh,
I have just been in Wellington, so...
I've been down there 4 times. So yeah, and how was it?
So next coming to the couch is Will Watson. Will is a documentary filmmaker, and he spent considerable time down at the festival. The protest in Wellington, and it's really hard not to call it a festival, Parliament Festival, or Pro-Fest actually they called it. And here we go, welcoming Will. I just gave you a little bit of an introduction as a documentary filmmaker, but you can share some about yourself if you like, and say that you've been down at the festival.
Yes,
the protest.
Yeah, I've been at Pro-Fest. In fact, I was there day one. So when the convoy arrived, I was down on the ground for that, and I actually went to the back of Parliament. I walked to the front of Parliament. There was no one there, not even security. I went to the back of Parliament. I said, "Do you know that there's going to be a 35 kilometre train of convoy coming?" None of them believed me. And then a couple of people sort of hastened off, and then suddenly there was a little barrier put up, and then 6 security guards came out the front of Parliament, and then 3,000 people arrived. We didn't have a microphone. There was no microphone. So
that's how it started.
It started. There wasn't even a
out.
microphone, and then it took about an hour before anyone got a microphone, and then they started doing their first speech. And there were just 6 security guards there on that day one, and then day two there was suddenly 300 police on the front doorstep. Yeah, so it started off with just quite no security. Just 6 guys really, and then went to 300 the very next day.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was a big turn, but I mean the whole festival was just growing very much organically. It's not been it's not really had any plan. People just arrived there, and then it just grew from there. So it's been fascinating to watch it grow. I'm a filmmaker, so I'm just documenting how it's unfolding, and being part of the kaupapa of it and seeing what it's all about. I've just walked over the bridge. The harbour bridge.
That must be cool. Like,
it was amazing. It was a really
I hope
good
you guys
vibe.
were social distancing.
Yes, absolutely, of course.
Yes.
Naturally, with our masks. Everyone was wearing a mask, and everyone was social distancing.
Just like we are here.
Yeah, like we are here. That was really good march, very peaceful march, and the cops were. I got footage of the cops smiling and very happily with the people, and it was a very good vibe. And so it is a good vibe down Wellington as well. There's been a lot of negative media reports, but everyone has their freedom to speak their truth, and for me, the reason that I'm here and the reason that I'm standing up to what's happening is that I can't work at the moment. I've been mandated out of my work. My partner's been mandated out of her job. My daughter can't go to university. My daughter can't get a driver's license. My daughter can't get a haircut. Nor can I can't get my haircut either, which is a major problem. Very big problem there. So I mean, at what stage, when you become a second-class citizen, do you stand up and fight for your rights? And
absolutely.
If you want to sit in silence, great, sit in silence. But if you want to actually do something, then do something. So yeah, I've been down in Wellington. I've been walking over the bridge, and I see that this thing will end reasonably soon. And but we constantly have to, always question the government. And there's nothing wrong with questioning the government and holding them to account. And if they are not looking after the common good of the people, then they need to be told. And certainly I found from my experience of being in Wellington was that when I'm just as a documentary filmmaker and showing up saying, hey, there's 35 kilometre train of cars coming, and the politicians didn't believe me, no one even down there believed me, how far out of touch with reality are they? And the one thing that frustrated the protesters the most was that they all drove down there from Bluff all the way to Wellington. They went from Northland all the way down and no one even came and saw them. So 120 people, not one politician, came to visit the people. So we find that very, very interesting and
That's crazy.
odd. But anyways, that's where it's at, and no one spoke to them
Winston
yet.
Peters came down eventually. Is he still a politician?
He's not a standing member of Parliament, but there was one person that
He-
came out for the National Party. That was an MP called Matt King. He came out and spoke to the people and joined the people, but that was the only one we got. And then since then we've had David Seymour come out and talk, but that's it. He's the only politician that's actually come out and spoke to the protesters.
That's ACT, isn't it?
ACT, yeah.
ACT.
Yeah.
And what was his stance?
He thinks the end mandates. I mean, that seems to be his stance. But what I don't think Jacinda worked out was that when you put mandates out that creates maybe 250,000 people lose their jobs. A lot of those people in Wellington that I spoke to have lost their job. They haven't been able to pay rent, so they've been thrown out of their house. So they've got nowhere to live. So they've gone down there.
Moved to Wellington.
They've moved to Wellington.
Parliament.
They've got a tent and they've got food every day, and they've got nowhere to go to. So they've got nothing to lose. So
Absolutely. They've had it
and
all ripped away from them.
everything they've ever owned is gone. Their business. There was a business owner had a restaurant in Auckland that got taken away with COVID, and he's down there. He's got nothing, and he's just living off the people's goodwill and got a tent, and he's not leaving until the mandate's in and he can get back into a normal life. So, but people don't have no idea like how affected people's lives have become. There's a particularly young woman, 18-year-old woman I met down there who she had. Been working for 3 years, left school early, worked at New World, was going to go to university, didn't get jabbed, so she can't go to university, so she was there protesting, an 18-year-old woman, and she can't go to a restaurant or a cafe, and has been ostracised out of her small town, can't even go to university. So this is the sort of real stories that you wouldn't ever, the media is not going to tell you any of these real stories, but I'm just telling them now, and these are stories from real New Zealanders that I've been getting and documenting while I'm down in Wellington.
Just a couple of things to mention in the chat. Jackalia, hi.
Oh,
So
Jackalia,
now we have someone
Hello.
I called
from Canada.
Jackalia in Jackalia is in Ottawa, and that's what started all this convoy up. So
Yes,
Jackalia,
amazing.
if you could give us an update of what's like in the chat of how's Ottawa going, like what's it like over there?
Also, Christelle is online, and she said that she can cut your daughter's hair.
Thank you, and mine too. While
And
we're at it.
and his while you're at
Yeah,
it. So
definitely.
she
Lovely,
will
thank
happily
you.
offer those services to you.
That's great. Thank you, Christelle.
Summer
Much
said-
appreciated.
Summer said, sorry to hear how the mandate has affected you and your family. Huge hugs again to you, Will.
Thank
And
you
to
from
everyone.
Summer, and I know that Summer certainly had her own experiences too, and
Yeah.
it's been very challenging. She's got a young daughter, and life's very hard, young baby, and so I really feel for her. And I just feel for my fellow New Zealanders that have been mandated out of jobs, can't work, and a lot of real suffering that no politician has decided to come and even address or talk about, as though it's just like it doesn't exist.
Like it didn't
Give it a
happen.
hydrate.
Sally said much love, Will, as well.
Oh, hi, Tally. Great to
So
hear
we've
from
got
you.
Tally, we've got Christelle, we've got
cool.
Summer in here.
All the
we've
cool
got
people.
we've got Jackalia in Canada. We've got
Oh, wow.
Milkman Collins in the UK.
Wow. A special shout out to Canada. I mean, the Canadians were the ones that got the convoy going and got everyone in the world motivated to actually speak up. People were really pushed into a fear. People were really scared to talk. And they were the ones that broke the silence, and it's their work that has created this huge movement, and I thank them a great deal.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's amazing how globally the movements have been affecting so many other countries.
Yeah.
And yeah, it seems as we mentioned before that things are changing. They have to change.
Yeah, the big one I think was certainly yesterday was one that they're no longer going to ban kids from playing sport. I mean, how silly was that? Rat test, what a rat test for. That was a particularly cruel one for children, not that they couldn't play sport. And the other big breakthrough yesterday was Justice, I forget her name, decided that the mandates for police and for the armed services weren't legal, so that's been dismissed, and so that's a massively good thing. So anyway,
You jump in, I'll look for it.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to find
very happy. What are we after?
a charging pack for her computer so it doesn't die.
Okay.
You
I think I put it somewhere, so we'll
You can
swap
keep
over.
talking about would it be over by the battery over there? But we just basically we are running portable, but I'm going to need to swap the battery pack.
You guys have got a lot of good portable stuff here. I mean, you've got the whole setup here. It's amazing.
This is
Well
new.
done.
We did this. We started talking in our backyard, and then we were like, let's try and
Now you've taken over the whole Albert Park.
We've taken
so
over
wow,
Albert
things have
Park.
gone a
We
lot
just-
since the backyard.
we just swarmed Albert Park.
Yeah,
It's
taking
like
it over.
there's no
I think.
room left. Overpopulated
Quickly
Albert Park.
come in quickly before there will be no more room in the whole of Albert Park. Trust me.
It's like.
So it's
But
pretty
great.
incredible marching with all those people today. You know, how
And
many
then with this
people?
new pop up, the protest going on at the domain, like everyone, I love that.
Yeah.
Like and then lots of like parks. Also, like people popping up everywhere like this
Yeah.
and just
Yes.
speaking out, just going, we're done.
Yeah, we've got to speak our truth. You know, we've been silenced too long, and I know that a lot of them, down there are really, there's some really good speakers down there they had, and just a really well organised, march, safe, well put
That's the
together,
one. Where was
and
that?
good numbers, great numbers. But of course, the media won't say how many numbers. They'll come up with their own number. But
No, 200 people across the bridge.
yeah, they'll probably say 70 realistically, but that's how they lie. So who is our next person on
Who
the
wants to come into the hot
seat? Do we have a hot seat person? Anyone? Oh yes, okay, we've got another hot seat person. Well, thank you very much. That's me done.
Tully just quickly asked before you go, tell us about the march. The footage looked lovely. And Jack Eli said on the last days, Canadians built a massive snow fort to keep police out.
Great work.
Awesome.
So maybe I guess I was probably just asking maybe just the atmosphere and the camaraderie with the march.
Oh yeah, certainly the feeling was complete unity. I mean, I've
Hello.
not been in crowds in New Zealand where there's that sort of unity and oneness. So that's the most powerful thing, is you march in unity and oneness. And there was a lot of chanting going over on the bridge. We went across, a lot of chanting and really goodwill amongst the people, lots of conversations. And what I found most funny was there was a big boat that sort of was coming along with us, cheering us along, like end of mandates. And so we had these different boats out there as well. So the harbour was full of boats with us, and the bridge was full of people that were against the mandates, and then cars were coming past and tooting. So it was just this really, everywhere you look was unity and oneness, and it was a real powerful march. And then great speakers at the end. It's highly organised. It's a really highly organised group now. It's not no longer a sort of, there's been talk of this as a very marginal sort of way out group. It's not. It's a group of New Zealanders that are pain and suffering. They've lost their jobs. Their children can't live a normal life. They can't live a normal life. That's the people you're dealing with, everyday New Zealanders. Anyways, I think it's time for me. I've done my talking. I'd love to pass on to the next front rower.
Front rower. Who would like to come and have a chat with us? And also for those that are in front of us, if you haven't, we would love you to sign up to our...
William McLeod's a great speaker. He's very, very powerful about these conversations. Thank you. William, I'd like to introduce my very dear and close friend, William McLeod. He is going to have a little chat here.
William McLeod.
Just on the spot. No pressure.
Throwing in the deep end.
Coming on in.
Maybe jump in the middle,
middle.
just in terms of there you go. Weight distribution on the blow up couch. This is this whole setup today is all very impromptu and new to us. Even the couches, the whole shebang.
Okay. So for the record, my battery does not charge actually off that, but
I thought
it's
you
charging now. Well, it showed that it was doing, but because I was full, it doesn't actually charge, but it's charging now off the battery.
Off the
Through the inverter.
Oh, okay, cool. So this
We're
is
good.
not needed. What are you
It's
charging
not
off that?
Nothing now. So that
Are you might as well charge a power bank.
So,
Do you want to charge a power bank though?
there's no point. No, it's all right. The power bank actually still has power in it because I didn't realise it wasn't charging.
Okay.
This is new technical stuff.
I want to charge.
We are
okay,
mobile.
Cool. Turn that off.
What was your name?
William.
William, welcome to the hot seat.
Awesome.
Do you want to give us a bit of a tell us about yourself and what the COVID's going on for you?
Oh, well, I definitely take the vaccine because I just don't trust it. I have a health company and we teach everybody how to boost their immune system, know how to screw it up. And what I've noticed over the years is Big Pharma poisoned everybody and then they come in with a solution to solve the problem when
100%.
the only people who are actually dying are the people who are actually taking the drugs. So Big Pharma falsifies all the peer reviews. they pay people, they're biased, they're corrupt, and they actually don't give a shit about anybody but themselves. It's all about profit. And then the doctors have been lied
Absolutely.
to. Everybody's been lied to, so the whole thing's broken. And what's happening right now is it's just corporations, and we're getting screwed. But everybody who's dying of anything, it's all coming from drugs. 90%, 95% is drug related. So if you take care of yourself and eat the right food and supplements and energy and drink lots of water, we don't get sick.
Absolutely.
So it's lifestyle. But the thing with this whole situation, they never taught anybody about how to get sunshine, eat healthy. So it's not. They spent, was it?
Yeah, they're locking us
100 million
down
on
and depleting
propaganda.
us of vitamin D.
$100 million on propaganda and pushing a drug, but they don't spend $1 on lifestyle. So to me, that just lost my. That's you can't even argue that. It's so obvious. Anybody who argues that is just zombie, right? They just can't even get it. It's so logical. You can't even argue it. It's like if you try to argue it, you just look stupid straight away, right? You can't argue it. Yeah, but it's because they're unconscious. It's not that they even mean it. They've been lied to, and these people have been lied to that much that they believe it because it's just so unbelievable. You would think it couldn't happen. But if all my friends that come from Serbia and all these other countries, they can go, oh my God, we left that to come here. To what? Because they've already left tyranny. They can see it because they're awakened. We just don't. It's never happened here.
Yeah, we can't imagine it. We only got our first terrorism attack in 2019.
So I just got a little bit of an update on the chat, just so you know we are live streaming, and so we have people talking to us through the chat, so we're kind of navigating your chat, their chat, your guys' chat. Talipar has just said 22 minutes ago, the Police Association says officers who lost their jobs should be allowed to return to work after a High Court ruling quashed a COVID-19 vaccine mandate. That is awesome. That is so awesome. Hagley Benner, who is currently in Australia and Queensland, has asked a question. He said, can I ask, and I'm not trolling, how will removing the mandates improve the economy, jobs, etc.?
That's a great question. That's for one, removing the mandates. The mandates have stopped a whole bunch of people from accessing, we as second-class citizens, what our Prime Minister calls us, we can't go to gyms, we can't go to hairdressers, we can't go to any hospitality. As a result, we are mandated out of our job. We are normally entertainers in a range of indoor venues. And it's basically cut a portion of society. They claim that our country is 94% vaccinated, but I don't know. I don't know anyone that knows 94% of people who are vaccinated. The stats don't match up.
And I guess Hagley Benner, just to elaborate on that, how's it going to removing the mandates improve the economy, etc. Well, there are businesses closing down left, right, and centre. We can't have people come in and spend money. People can't go to uni to get jobs to then improve the economy. There's so many layers and layers and layers and layers, and it's just pointless. It is absolutely pointless.
If you remove the mandates, everyone can just access everything again. And there are a lot of people who are double vaccinated who are standing up for pro-choice and who are not going to the venues just out of principle. If people are segregating and turning people away, hi Dad.
Hi Dad.
Everyone, this is my dad.
He's like, oh damn it! Why did I come here? You can't turn away now.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be on the stream, don't walk behind us.
Did he do a prance in the background? You could do some pirouettes.
Come on.
That's a 12.
That face.
He's like, nah.
We
need to show you the fan train. All right, hang on, Dad. We'll get the fan train going. Hang on. Oh, they won't be able to hear the music out here because I don't have the music connected, but we do have a fan club, and Dad is on the fan train.
Has said, I work in recruitment and I've been instructed not to progress
Where is my fan
candidates who are not vaccinated. Wow, a lot of my work is in
train.
Wellington, so it's been difficult, and I hate having to ask people. It's so uncomfortable. 100%. And this is the thing that's just the uncomfortableness and the awkwardness. Like I was saying to someone the other day, like, you know, you don't walk up to someone and go, have you had your AIDS test recently? You know, have you had your pap smear? Like, you know, no one, you know, asks those questions because it's no one's business. But the fact that, you know, people are now having to ask these questions, and Tully's saying as a recruiter, she's having to ask, are you vaxxed or are you unvaxxed? And it's just uncomfortable and it's so awkward, and we shouldn't have to be put in a position to ask that question. And
It's definitely an intrusion on your rights.
100%.
I seen this video. It was with this woman sitting in a cafe and she's drinking. I think it circulated, and the woman's sitting there. She's drinking a Corona. So it's funny. She's drinking a Corona, and then the person walks up to her and says, "Are you got your?" She says, "Are you vaccine?" And then the woman turns and says, "She says, oh, do you?" She says something really crude back there.
Yep.
And the woman's gone, "How dare you?" She says, "Well, why did you ask me that question?" It's like,
Exactly.
she just done it for like effect.
The sheer effect of it,
But it
100%.
was quite crude, but what she done was quite funny because it was like, who would ask that stupid question?
Yeah, like it's okay to ask that. Yeah,
It's just total intrusion.
total
There's
intrusion.
no respect. What they've done
Yes.
is
Yes.
they've used exclusion as a tactic, and they've actually separated society.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then you've got a certain level of the society is really unconscious, and then what's happening is they're now getting really righteous and shaming, rather than actually get that we're all it's freedom at stake. So we've got an illusion where we're talking about health and vax versus unvax, when actually that's a sleight of hand. They're playing poker, and they've got you focused over here and that, when actually over here they're taking away your freedom. It's got nothing to do with health. I'm not saying that there's no things going on, but it's
Dr.
an
Ashley
illusion.
Bloomfield said at one point, with the Grey Had a court case, saying in his affidavit saying that this is actually not a health crisis, this is a political and reputational crisis.
Because if it was about health, we would be getting taught about healthy lifestyle.
Absolutely.
It's not health. There's another agenda, and everybody's talking and arguing about health versus vax versus unvax. That's just an illusion to distract you from what's really going on. That is just distraction tactics. That's all, and that's why you won't have a conversation, because as soon as you ask the question, they're going to look stupid. They're totally controlling the narrative, and there's
Never
no
before have we
conversation.
seen this. And there's no opposition in the stand-ups. Like, we've never seen this before. It's just like everyone is, like, all the media just gush and ooze, like, this narrative. It's crazy. Hey, Casper!
So Hugley Better, who is in Queensland, he said the problem is here. We have opened it up. Being vaxxed doesn't stop you getting it. Our supermarkets and businesses are no better off as they can't staff their businesses. My sister is head of a major factory, and they have 4 out of 5 production lines closed as they have so many staff sick. Same as the hotels, they can't have big events because they can't get staff because everyone's sick. So it's really interesting, and this is the thing, yeah, whether you're vaxxed or not, you still get sick.
Yeah.
But they're trying to, basically, they're trying to crash the economy. They want to crash small businesses. Once everybody's not got business, they don't have independent wealth. And then we are, per capita in the world, we're the highest entrepreneurial country in the world, per capita. So when they wipe out the middle class, and then there's no more, everybody's then dependent on the government, which means they're full control. So the only
Turning
way
us
to do
into
that
a
is to wipe out
communist
the
state.
middle class. But you have to you need to wipe out anybody with independent wealth. So then, if you look at it, it's like if we intentionally make it so difficult that all the businesses go under, we then control everybody. So see, they're not doing anything to help the businesses. They're doing it just enough to say we love you, as they screw them over, and then. But remember, they reduced the speed limit. So you got an autobahn, you can go 200 miles an hour. There's no death. And we reduce it to 40 now because somebody might die, and then that's just another way of taking money. It's all about it's all skullduggery. They're just stealing the money. It's all about fleecing the people. And I've never been this cynical in my life. I've always been going, I'm so grateful. Come from Scotland, came here. Look at that. If you're hungry, you get this. If you do this, you get that. You're never in a place where you don't feel no safe. That just changed within 2 years.
I know, it's like
The safety things just disappeared.
and our government just makes no sense.
No, because there's no integrity in what they're doing, and you're not allowed to call them on it, or they've come up with conspiracy theorists. That's the FBI created that, so they would just everybody just dismisses it, so they don't actually question anything. So it's a terminology that the FBI created to take the focus off of them. And now everybody uses it, and then it's just flippantly used. So you dismiss it, rather than, hold on a minute, what are you hiding? We're not allowed an open conversation. So the guy invented the PCR test died 3 months just before this, and he
and he was saying
Really?
he says it was disgusting. He says you can't use it.
medical diagnosis.
But he
lab
also
test.
but he also called out Fauci, and he slated Fauci on national television, saying this guy's a crook. But he died 3 months just before it was released.
How convenient.
Yeah. And then the guy who created the mRNA vaccine, he came on and says this is terrible, you can't use this. It's an amazing technology, but it's not ready for humans yet. And then they banned him from Twitter. And then the guy who's the CEO of Pfizer, 2017, he turned around and went on and says, don't take this is dangerous, this is wiping people
Peter
out.
Yeadon.
Yeah, and then they've been attacking him, but he's taken them to court with 1,000 lawyers and 10,000 doctors.
He's still alive.
Still alive.
Somehow.
But that's what I'm saying, when you see all
Every day,
this,
though, we need to like keep our eyes out for the death columns.
people are hiding this. See, you can't get that on mainstream, but they won't put it there.
Can you put your chat up? Because when I come out of my sorry, one sec. Your chat up. Because when I come out of here, it stops my chat.
I'll put my chat up here.
I'm just trying to monitor the chat on here. Summer says our government bases its actions on popularity over integrity.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like a giant social media experiment.
But so one thing I started COVID with is I got hounded lots of stuff by conspiracy theorists, and I used to get bombarded with it, and I just like, oh, leave me alone. Like I genuinely believe that the Taliban or whoever it was didn't bomb 9/11. It's like I do believe we have some serious conspiracy theories, but I didn't like the bombardment. But now it's like what I've found in the last 2 years is that I'm going and apologizing and going, oh, really sorry, but turns out you were right, and this world is crazy.
So Summers chimed in and said,
Your mic's gone. Where's your mic?
hello, I'm back. I'm back.
she's back.
She's agreeing with Hug Lead Better. She said, I wish the government was subsidizing healthy fresh foods, vitamins, and Coke should be paying sugar tax and plastic cleaning up taxes.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Absolutely. They agree with you out there, Summer.
They're clapping and agreeing. Hug Lead Better says you have to have a plan that manages sickness, 100%. And Summer says correct, and protects the economy to best provide and protect in the future. Our government bases its actions on popularity over integrity. Our government should give credits to fresh food markets in your community with focus on needy communities. 100%. There's so many things that could be done that are not being done.
But we're actually the creditor of the country, right? We are sovereign of the country. They've made us into the debtor, so we pay the debt for them when we actually own the country. Everybody has the equal right. We're born in this world, we own it. They're stealing it and then making us pay. So from birth to death, how much they just screw you until you got nothing left. It's not about we all own it. We should be getting the money that they make, they're spending it on things to line their own profit. They're not putting it back into the people, and we own the country, not them. They work for us. They're treating us like we're going communism, where they're smart and we're stupid. You're my dad, and you get what I mean? It's like a parent-child relationship.
Yeah.
But it's absolutely ridiculous how they're treating people. But that's why when Winston Peters came out the other day there, he's the only person that got on national television and called them out.
I saw that.
$65 million bribe, and he just called her out.
Wow.
I
loved
we
watching
don't
that.
have a
That was
voice.
amazing.
We don't have a voice.
No.
It's just total censorship. Never before have we seen the censorship in mainstream, like big tech, and they're all in bed. And actually, I believe it started I remember watching the American election, and they were all backing Biden. It's like there's all this big calculated, not that I think Trump's much better, but there just seems to be this really big plan for us that is just to take down everyone's economies and just crash this world, and now we're dealing with potential World War III as well.
On that note,
It's almost like COVID's died out too much. They're going to bring in something else. I don't know. This just feels calculated. Everything feels calculated.
on that note, Tully says there's literally a war happening in Europe, and the government is here concerned about people getting haircuts. And it's so true. I've got my dad's girlfriend is in the Ukraine right now. they're being invaded by Russia, and there's big things going on. There's lots going on here as well, but our government is concerned with getting your bloody haircut or not going to uni. Like it's insane.
Summer said, food grants given, and while this is helping, it's not treating the cause. Exactly. I mean, imagine if we were all taught about healthy living. Exercise, get your vitamin D, take your zinc, our soils are deficient. Actually, I think they should look at the mainstream diet. They're a huge, if you eat the old school way, like meat, salad, or even not meat, do it your own way, but you know what I mean, just shift, not so much sugar, get that sugar out of the body, and just live, and de-stress. I mean, they are literally creating the environment for us to actually be more vulnerable by locking us up, taking away our jobs, like making life really hard, and then worried about this virus going around through our society. It's like, of course it is. You've pretty much done this to us.
That goes against Big Pharma, because you heal the people, they lose billions.
Absolutely.
So education and Big Pharma go together. So years ago, there was lots of people in America, right? But they had all these documentations, 300 people they cured cancer. And then the Rockefellers brought in all the different things where they locked it, where you're not allowed to, you're not allowed to do that. So then they banned them and then ridiculed them and then basically they cancel cultured them and then they bankrupted them, so he went away. They just smashed him. And everybody who's come up with an alternative, they've been cancel cultured because it didn't fit their agenda, which was sickness. It's a sickness industry, it's not a health industry. We don't have a health industry, we have a sickness industry. And it's governed by Big Pharma. And you're not allowed to say this, you can't say this, cures this. It's so locked down. Just the same as it's locked down that we were allowed to talk. It's locked down with doctors. Doctors are not allowed to say this. They're not allowed to do this because they've already locked them down. So we've got a sickness industry, not a health industry.
Well, I 6 months ago, I'm not sure, I went to go and get an exemption from my doctor, and it was a really interesting conversation that I had with her, because I basically said, I had Guillain-Barré syndrome as a teenager, and it's one of the noted side effects.
And I seem to have like a lifelong version. That's what I'm seeing neurologists and rheumatologists about, is that chronic lifelong version of Guillain-Barré syndrome, which I had acutely at Starship Hospital when I was 12.
So yeah, neither of us want to.
And Guillain-Barré, if you don't know what it is like you get ascending paralysis, and if it gets to your heart and your lungs, you can die because it paralyzes your heart and lungs. So it's very serious, but it is like all this neuropathy, and like effectively, if I don't get the definitive diagnosis and work out, my prognosis is that I'll end up losing function of my arms and legs, and then eventually it will just lose, like it's a demyelinating, so the outside of all your nerves breaks down. Your immune system effectively attacks them, and funnily enough, this is the main side effect of every single vaccine. So they predicted that actually they thought Guillain-Barré was going to be the number one side effect based on all the other vaccines. In our country, even with my condition, actually I can go and apply through the New Zealand Immunology Board, but it's going to require all my testing to be finished, which is going to take years because our health system has crashed now. So it's just this ongoing spiral. And Gemma wasn't able to get one. I was only allowed to apply because I'm seeing 2 specialists.
But when I saw the point I wanted to make is when I saw my doctor, back to what you're saying about them being hushed or sort of told not to say anything, as I said, look, I'd like an exemption based on these grounds, and she said to me, this is not my personal opinion or my professional opinion. She said, this is what I've been told to read to you. And she said, after you've had your first vaccine and have had an adverse reaction to anaphylactic reaction to the first vaccine, then you can be considered to have an exemption. And I was like, so I have to have a reaction, and I looked up what it
you have to take it.
So I have to
exemption.
either have loss of breath and diarrhea and vomiting and all of these things before they would allow me to apply for the exemption. So I was like, well, that really doesn't matter. And she said, and again, I don't agree with this, but this is what I've been told to tell you. And I was like, what?
Yeah, but look at this. So then basically what we've got, right? We've got a politician So we've all got doctors, right? And the doctors know our history. And then suddenly that doctor's not allowed to turn around and talk to us about our history. And a politician can tell every one of us to get the exact same thing. They don't know our history, and they don't think that's a lack of integrity. That is so gambling.
Wrong.
It's incredible. Now, but see, you can't talk to them, so you can't get to hold them to account.
And not only that, they've
So
now
then there's just no
mandated,
voice.
so doctors in our country must support the vaccine. If they must be vaccinated and they must support the vaccine. And if they don't, they lose their license to practice. So in my situation, I rocked on up at first. I'm not anti-vax. I'm previously fully vaccinated, but I have to say now I'm anti-vax. I won't take any more vaccines, not even tetanus anymore. But I rocked on up and I just really did not feel for the messenger RNA. I was like, yeah, I'll take blood clots over messenger RNA, thanks. Can we just talk about that and let's see what, is this an option for me? And she said no. She said, don't take any. No way, not with your condition. That was May. I went back in like August going, oh, well, she'll write an exemption. Went back and asked. She was like, and I asked her to record her, and she just literally sat there with her head hung low, and she just said, I can't advise you not to take the vaccine anymore. You can apply for an exemption though, and told me how to go about that through the New Zealand Immunology Board. But yeah, completely changed her tack and had to make the decision. So the doctors have been forced by the government to follow this narrative to keep practicing. And I can understand their justification going like, and I remember saying to her, did you take the vaccine? She was like, yeah, well, I've had all my kids, so if it stuffs my ovaries, like, it's like, and you think that's okay?
A hypocrite
Which they
oath,
can't
yeah.
phone now, and they literally have to breach it, and for being like blackwashed and manipulated, and I'm now effectively one of the 5% in my, and apparently 95% of patients at my doctors are fully vaccinated. But I have to say, I really enjoy being in that minority.
I'm just going to jump over to the chat here. We've got some people commenting on what we're saying here. So Hugly Better said, I don't know about you, Aston, but I was taught about healthy eating, and I think most people know this. The problem is it costs a lot of money to eat healthy. To most, fresh fish and vegetables, meat, etc. are out of many people's reach. And going back to what Summer said, this should be subsidised, like fresh fruit and vegetables should be made cheaper or tax-free.
And I hands down agree with you, Hugly Better, as I actually used to be a nutritionist, and actually we can cure everything with diet and lifestyle. And the other thing, because I also got psych degrees, is the mind, the power to mind over matter, and actually like neuroscience, in neuroscience, your moods and your emotions create these neurohormones that affect everything. And when I did pharmacology, guess what? Most of the drugs weren't any more effective than the placebo. So, and then if you want to bring quantum physics into the picture, there is no matter anyway. So there is one big giant mind that we were all part of. So there's all energy,
exactly.
Electromagnetic energy that has the property of consciousness. And
Hi, Mr. Tiny Corn
none
Dog.
of this is addressed. There's only one fix. It's the vaccine. Even though it doesn't stop you transmitting it, even getting it, it's just...
But isn't it an intelligent vaccine? Have you ever noticed? You go into a restaurant and it leaves you alone when you sit down, but you stand back up, it attacks you.
Yeah.
It's absolutely incredible.
We had that at Backyard Bar the other day. Yeah.
What were we doing at Backyard Bar? We were outside at the pool.
Yes, we're outside. We were allowed in the outside
But we were
area,
musing
yeah.
at the
We
people.
couldn't go
we were
inside.
musing at the people in the bar, and we were like, stand up, mask on, sit down, mask down, stand up.
At least they let us be in the outside area.
We were doing like a thing like earrings.
So Telepass asking, is
Earrings.
Shantae here? No, she's not here. Will is here though.
Where's Shantae? Is she in Wellington?
And
Or
Tully
she's
said,
up
how
here?
we call the people that are vaccinated but now don't agree with it trans-vaxxed. We identify with the non-vaccinated. And this is a shift, isn't it? Now all these people that are vaccinated are now like, okay, I see what you guys are going on about now. And I just wanted to say, Mr. Tiny Corn Dog, where in the world are you tuning in from? Looks like he's sinking in the couch.
See you later. Are you off to the protest? Oh, hope it goes
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us
Enjoy.
today.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so it's very cool. I love that all of Auckland is activating in many different
different
ways.
areas,
There's
different ways.
the police came and they were like, oh, so what are you guys doing here? Because, there's a lot of people all around Auckland protesting this weekend, and we're just worried you might get squash with people. I was like, I don't think so. We're not affiliated with any group. We're just two little entertainers that we've just set up a little busking activation to open a conversation. And they keep coming, but they're like, well, you could be swarmed by people. I was like, I'll give you a call. But I think between the march that side and the protest that side, I think we've got it.
So
we're
I've
just
got
fine.
a couple of funny comments, and so Tully said COVID can't get you if you are eating, and also if you're white and rich. And I asked Mr. Tiny Corn Dog where in the world is he from, and he said planet Earth. That's a very good answer. Thank you, Mr. Tiny Corn Dog. So as we've mentioned to you guys, we are live streaming
From Albert Park.
From Albert Park,
And I think it's
we've
actually a
got
good sign it's pretty
viewers.
empty, because I think that must mean they're all at the protest and after they're doing the march, which is good because everyone's standing up against this ludicrousness.
And I'd love to, the guys that are on Twitch at the moment, especially in New Zealand, would love if you could, on the top right-hand corner, hit the little share button and push it to your socials to get more people coming in and joining in on the conversation. Are we going to be?
We don't know how long we're going to go. This is purely an experiment in that we are running mobile off a car battery.
Yeah, we are.
We've got a backup battery over there though, but we will basically go either as long as we can, energetically, light-wise.
But I'm wondering if I definitely am feeling cool to maybe do a couple of songs, get some music going.
Doing like a song.
Feeling like a couple of songs, and are we actually going to zoom into?
Thank you. That was really fascinating.
Thank you so much
Loved you.
for chatting with us.
We're going to be here, so there might be room for popping back up.
Are we going to be zooming into?
We've got a Jenny. It's the sound from the Jenny. Yeah. But if there's any
it would be too noisy.
We've got more speakers of Jenny in the car, but there's not really the people to set
Oh,
up.
Tully has redeemed a song request for 1,000 bits. What song would you like, Tully?
1,000 twinkles.
1,000 twinkles. 11 viewers. Who hasn't said hello? So guys, that are in front of us at the moment.
We can pick some
If you're
songs.
not already on our Twitch channel, would really love for you guys to log in and join. 2 reasons: it's helped support our channel, and you can do what we call lurking. So you can literally be sitting there having a glass of wine, talking amongst your friends, and you could be in the background lurking, adding to our viewership. You'll also be able to see who we're talking to on the chat on your phone and being interactive with the other people. And it gives you a sense of what we do. Normally, we would have when we do this with people in front of us, we have a big TV screen and people can see what's going on. Some of our guests, you can stream this, cast it to your television at home. You can look on your phone. But it is www.twitch.tv/Celestial Entertainment NZ. Totally lurking, Jack and I are awesome. But yeah, you guys out the front there, if you could log in and just be lurking, would be so cool. And what would your song request be, Tully?
She said anything, something that reflects today.
I know exactly the song. So our show is called What the COVID's Going On.
I was thinking that one too.
And one of Tully's favourite songs is the song that we have associated with this channel. And it's also something that's very dear to her and her mum's heart. Oh, here's the police again.
Just checking we're not getting overwhelmed
Getting overwhelmed, making too
by
much
protesters.
noise.
But no, I don't think we're overwhelmed. Hello. We're still not overwhelmed. We're good. Thank you for checking on us.
Yes, thank you, Hugly Better, new friends. So if anyone is logged in Twitch and hasn't followed us yet, please hit that heart button.
What do we get? We should get the police to log in.
Yeah, join the
Celestial
conversation.
Entertainment NZ. Celestial Entertainment NZ.
Celestial Entertainment NZ.
Have you changed your last name on Facebook?
Twitch.tv/Celestial
Yeah,
Entertainment
what's your
NZ.
name now? Because I'll just send it to you. But Mobley, here we go. I will send you a link right now. www.twitch.tv.
Police hide. Oh, they're doing a good job, and they're really in
There you go.
support.
I've just
Actually,
sent you a
and I
link. I've
said,
just sent you
we're
a
just
link,
going to
hun.
sit here and talk about it. And they were like, no, we like this going. They were very supportive. They're like, we're just concerned that you might get mobbed by protesters. And
Oh, yep, they're everywhere.
and yeah, but no, we're not, because there's a big protest. I wonder what's going to happen. Do you reckon they're going to occupy the domain? Like, what do you reckon? I don't know, because it's the same group. If anyone knows anyone that we could Zoom someone in from over there and see what it looks like. Yeah.
Gemma over there flirting with me with the song.
If we hadn't
Yes,
have
I'm
put this
flirting with you,
notification
Tally.
out here first before the big ones popped up, we would have changed and moved it. But we were kind of like, well, we don't really, because we didn't have an event page. We just, because we're not an event, you see. It's not, yeah. We're just busking, and yeah. Organic,
Exactly.
just total. I just woke up this morning and thought, let's go to Albert Park.
Exactly. Oh, so news has just said that the protesters have now gathered in Victoria Park. Yes, that was the march that you were on, right? Yeah. There's some at the Domain, there's some at Victoria Park, and there's our little small group here.
And we're in a little activation.
Well, we didn't
And there's
realise when we
Mark and
activated that there were all these other things going on.
Well, they didn't pop up until after. Well, unfortunately, we got in too early, and then the others popped up afterwards. Otherwise, we could have gone, great, we'll go to the Domain too, or we'll go to whatever.
Well, that's the thing. Like, we didn't realize if the
We
other
didn't
ones
want
were
to
going
go
on,
to.
we would have gone
we looked
there.
at Victoria Park, and that was actually we're going to do Victoria Park, but then we thought, oh, there's Sunday, there's all the sports.
Well, we were
on.
told by the local, a guy called Nick who has a bar there. He said, "Don't come here on a Saturday because there's cricket all day." So
Yeah, you'll piss
we
everyone
didn't,
off.
We didn't want to
wanna
invade
piss people
people's privacy like that. So let's do a song. Let's do a song. Saturday sports, yeah. So I've got the kind of cue. Am I dropping out?
I think it's your cable. It might be.
Have I got the normal cable?
You've got your cable.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right, let's get this going. I just won't be able to manage the chat and do a song.
Well, I think they're all be right if you just sing while the song's going on.
Here we go.
We don't normally sing and chat, man the chat. So yeah, we are music streamers. We normally sing, dance, and just have fun on Twitch. This is our new reality because we are mandated out of live performance indoors in New Zealand.
And actually, you know, if you got actually, Aston has her tap dancing board and her tap shoes
Oh, but
here
they're in
today.
your car though.
Oh, the car's just over by the fountain. I'm
I
just
my
about
tap
to do
shoes
one.
here.
Yeah.
We want to do some tap dancing.
All right, this next one is for Tully. You might have to. All right. That
I
is.
don't think I'm singing this one, do I?
I'm on full volume. Can you do a volume?
Yeah.
All right. 25 years and my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope for a destination. Turn me up a bit. I realized quickly when I knew I should that the world was made up of this brotherhood of man. For whatever that means. Hi Dante Boomshanker. Hello. Until the grace sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out what's in my head. And are you feeling a little peculiar? I'm going to change the chorus slightly. Until we wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream to the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what the COVID's going on? Can you do it, Chicky? And I said, hey, yeah, 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 yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? Yes, Mr. Tiny Corn Dog, we're actually normally music streamers. Today we're doing more of a talk show from the park. He's just like, hang on a sec, she sings? Yes, she sings. Predominantly we sing. We normally sing and play music more than we talk. Ooh. And I try, oh my God, do I try all the time in this institution, and I pray, oh my God, do I pray every single day. take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream to the top of my lungs, what's going on? Hi Claire, I see you're in the chat there. I see you in the chat. Step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I... Aston, could you maybe, we could take this camera and show everyone what's going on here. Sing it with me, guys. And I said, hey, yeah, 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 yeah. I said, hey, oh no, your computer's died. What's going on? Now I know. Oh, that was not. And I said, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what the COVID's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, 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 yeah. I said, hey, what the COVID's going on? Ooh, ooh.
Second car battery.
25 years and my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope for a destination. Woo! Right, I think I have a little. No sound, lost audio.
There you go.
Okay.
There we go. Did it? When? How long did that just happen?
I think that just happened. Have
Hopefully
we got
that just
sound now,
happened.
guys?
Yeah.
Okay, we're back. Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
So, oh, thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much
so
for
Hugley, so Claire, one of our viewers has just gifted you a sub into
Oh my
our
gosh!
channel.
You've just how many? Oh my gosh! You've just gifted how many subs? 1, 2.
Hugley Better has given 60 subscriptions in our channel. Wow, thank you so much. So the great thing about Twitch, it's like digital busking in a way. So there's people on the chat at the moment. So Hugley Better has just gifted Claire.
We're gonna redeem a
a
hydrate.
subscription, which means Claire, when you come into our channel, you don't get adverts. You get things like emotes and you get special things. So he's basically just paid like $8 for you to have a subscription to our channel. So the great thing about and Tully's just given us 100 bits. Thank you so much.
Oh, Jackalaya, Hugley Better gifted you a
Corn dog got
sub.
left out. Hate to have to follow that.
Oh, a hype train is close.
Oh, hype train is close. So yeah, this is we're so used to being in our lounge, where we don't have an audience to navigate in front of us. We navigate the Twitch
And
audience.
lots of screens, like lots of TVs. Everywhere we look, we can either see ourselves or the chat. That's all that matters.
You know, in future, once you've hit Claire, if you haven't yet, I don't think you have, hit the love heart. So once you hit the love heart, then you are following us, and then you'll get notifications when we go live on other days. So we actually stream like 2-3 times a week. It's predominantly music. As it's hurt her hand, well, this is part of her condition. So we have to pull back on the musical instruments and things that we play. But yeah, it's a whole experience.
I'm just gonna play the fan train. Actually, we're just gonna take a a moment to thank our fans, and you won't hear the fan train noise over here, unfortunately, but they will hear it in. Can you just maybe turn your music down because it's going to? I can turn down here.
No, I can do it
It's
here.
going to clash, and whoa! No one gets start here.
Oh, yes. So unfortunately we lost the audio. Yes, I talked about your video. Thank you, Charlie. It played.
Yeah, we played. We'll have to play it again. Yeah, I was going to say, when do we look? Did you get the end of the song? Look at that. It's the fan train. So if you're on your phone, so we've had to get creative with how to make a living because we can't work and we can't perform live and we lost all our gigs and everything. And so we set up this subscription model where we are selling our lives for $9.99 a month or $99 a year in US dollars, and we've got other subscriptions. Funnily enough, our other subscriptions are more popular, the higher ones, which is cool. And so yeah, we're just kind of on the quest for 1,000 true fans so that we can be free from needing any reliance on the government. We can have a regular, as artists, we can have a regular income, and the mandates no longer affect us. So almost.
I'm trying to do this. So that's what
We're just getting connected to Switch, but there's our fan train. It must have come around again. I've got it on a loop. But thank you so much to all the people on that fan train who are helping make this happen. Helping put food on our table. Jimmy's.
I find with this you've got to make like a stupidly big long.
Switch is. Oh, I can turn the fan train off now. Turn the light off. We'll let it run one more time. So, do we guys want another song? Does anyone want to? We'll do a couple more songs. We just think about what we. And does anyone want to come next up after we sing the song? Does anyone else want to come up on the hot seat and share some views? Suzanne, you were going to come. Yeah. So we'll do. You're chilling now. Would you like to come up? Awesome. So we'll do a couple of songs, and then yeah, we can pop up here, and would love to hear what the COVID is going on for you. I can't. It's so dark. I can't even see my mouse.
Cool, perfect.
We've only had 51 frame drops in. What's our uptime? Can we? 1 hour 47 minutes. We're going pretty well. We're surviving on power, which means that we can go busk. We worked out how to go busk now. We normally need lots of power and instruments. So this is cool.
Yeah, it makes you do really, really great.
Wish I did now want to be on the fan train, but I don't know how. Oh, on the fan train. So on our actually, Huggly Better, would you mind putting the fan club link up, and it takes you to the fan club page, and we tell you all about it, and then there's the subscriptions. And just beware, we have a global audience, so everything on our website is in US dollars. So you'll have to calculate it based on New Zealand currency is typically like 1.5.
There it is. 2255034. There it is. It was right there.
I think maybe Huggly is better. Let me try this. Fan. I set this up, so I should be able to do this. Sorry, it's going to club. Is that what we did? There we go. That worked.
There we go.
Jim is just getting one more person into the stream.
So I think you should be in there now. There you go.
Look at some songs.
Awesome. Thank
We're going to
you.
pick 2 songs. We're going to do 2 more songs and then bring out
So we just had Andre, 1967 has come in.
Oh, hello.
So yeah, the problem, if anyone does try and sign up with Twitch, it's the one thing about making a password is you make a really
stupidly long password.
hard long one. So lots of capitals, numbers, like exclamation marks, question marks, things like that. Because it's started off as a gaming site, I believe they
just want to make a
must
game.
get hacked a lot.
Make a game of working out a password that Twitch will accept.
So, and just to explain, so for example, right now, see you're not looking at your phone, but you're actually still you're logged in. It's what they call lurking. So the cool thing about Twitch, it's like, you think about it like a radio station. So you could be in your car right now, you could be listening to us, talking, doing music, or you can be completely engaged in the chat, talking to people globally.
Hello.
So it's a complete new way of sort of doing things. You don't actually
Interactive
have
TV.
Interactive TV, that is
Yeah.
exactly what it is.
There's no censorship. We haven't noticed. The only censoring you get is if you play some. You get a DMCA. They'll mute you if you play other people's music. That's all right. We're cool with that. We're gonna pick 2 songs, Gemma.
Okay.
Let's pick 2 songs and see.
Let's do. I think, is there something that you
Sing harmonies in.
sing harmonies in or can play djembe on? I'm thinking maybe Havana.
Yeah, I could do Havana with a little bit of djembe with one hand. My djembe is only going to be one hand.
You let me know because I
but
don't know
we
which
can
songs you do harmonies
Havana,
in.
yeah, Havana's cool.
Yeah.
And then what's the other song?
Dream. Why don't we do Dream? Dreams in Havana? Yeah?
I just have to play real quiet.
All right. Karaoke.
Is that going to
No,
ping
thank
too
you so
loud?
Dreams, Fleetwood. All right, let's give this a go. Have you turned my mic down?
I turn it down when you're speaking because it's
Okay.
too loud.
I was gonna have to. All right.
Or dreams first.
All right, we can dream of a mandate-free New Zealand. Fingers crossed. Now here you go again. You say you want your freedom. Well, who am I to keep you down? It's only right that you should play the way you feel it. But listen carefully to the sound of your loneliness, like a heartbeat drives you mad. In the stillness of remembering what you had, what you lost, what you had, what you lost. All right, sing it with me, guys. I know you know the words. Oh, thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing. Thank you so much for being here, guys.
Are you going to the protest?
Go to the protest. Awesome.
Join the protest.
Awesome, awesome.
We could pick up and move to the protest, by the way.
We could actually. And the rain washes you clean, you know. You will know. So Tully said she would love to see who was down there. Do you mind maybe taking the webcam for a little tour on who was there? Or Will could?
Well, they're all leaving now except for these guys.
Or Tully knows this. Well,
I can't do
now
one thing.
here I go again, you see, the crystal vision. I keep my visions to myself. Yes, it would be good if everyone was behind us. It's hard, isn't it?
You guys come behind. Get behind.
So
Tally can see you.
play the way you feel it. Yeah, come in the stream, guys. Listen
I'm waiting to tell
carefully to the sound.
Watch the camera there.
In the loneliness of the heartbeat drives you mad. In the stillness of remembering what you had. Alright, say hi to Tally, everyone. What you lost.
I'm gonna get up and not stay down here,
Everyone in the stream. What you had. What you lost. Oh, thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing. See, we Sally says hello to everyone. Love it, brilliant. You guys can stay on this side if you want.
Do you guys know Cabana?
It's probably more exciting for the people on the
Kind of know the
screen.
lyrics of this one though.
There comes another one.
Oh, singing.
Come on in. Bring your kombucha.
All right, we're going to do this one. We're going to do this one. No, yes, get in there with the djembe. Why don't you sit on stream, Will, down here?
Well, we just gotta watch if you
Oh,
guys
the
can play
sound.
quietly, but if you go there and go.
Oh no, he goes on that side. Where's the mic coming picking up from?
It's on the mic's on the computer, so just
So maybe if he goes in front of the dice, or back, yeah, maybe back here actually.
I just go back further away, but so it's not so close.
Air horse this. Tuck in a little bit more. It's great to have you on stream. Because then we can clip this. He's lucky I'm with the jealous. There we go. Oh,
There we go.
The Will's crawling into screen.
No,
No, right, we're back. Here we go.
he's giving me blisters.
Oh, I know, anyway, look at that. Oh, supposed to have no hands, but it does.
Maybe it's a different account.
Yeah. Hang on, we'll let the ad pass. Here we go. All right, turn this up a bit. All right, we've got Will Watson on the djembe. All right, let's get our groove on. Havana, ooh na na. Half of my heart is in Havana, ooh na na. He didn't work out for the how you're doing.
When he came in,
He said there's a lot of guys I can do with,
but I can't without
and you were forever in a minute.
that summer
And
night.
Papa said he's got Milo in him. He got me singing like ooh. I knew it when I met him. I loved him when I left him. Got me feeling like ooh. And then I had to tell him I had to go. Oh na 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 na. Havana, ooh na na. Half of my heart is in Havana, ooh na na. He took me back to East Atlanta, na na. Half of my heart is in Havana. There's something about his manners, Havana, ooh na na. Welcome to Havana, ooh na na. Half of my heart is in Havana, ooh na na. Took me back to East Atlanta, ah na na. Half of my heart is in Havana. There's something about his manners.
Maybe you look for the next song. Think of the next song. I can't think of the next song. And sing this one.
Take me back, back, back. Havana, ooh na na. Take me back, back, back. Party in the park. Hello, how are you today? Good. How are you, Playboy? Nice to see you. Like forever, hasn't seen anybody. Havana, ooh na na. Havana, ooh na na. Havana, ooh na na. Havana, ooh na na. Havana, ooh na na.
All right, we're gonna do California Dreamin' next because everyone will know this song.
Let me get that one loaded up. Do you want to read any of the comments, Aston, while we're...
Thank you so much, Mr. Tiny Corn Dog. It says we're favourite streamers.
Thank you. Have you given us a follow yet? I don't feel like it came up in the notifications. If you haven't, please
Actually,
do.
who is, do we know you? Are you from here local? You must be because you know about the...
Who?
Tiny Mr. Tiny Corn Dog.
I'm not sure. I think he was the one that said he was from planet Earth.
Planet Earth. Oh no, you're the one from England that we were talking about right at the start. I think.
Are you going to play? Are you going to attempt flute for this?
Oh, we can turn. No, I don't have my flute.
We also have tambourines. If anyone wants to chime in with a tambourine.
Is our song list turned on?
Player.
Is our song list turned on?
Pardon?
Is our song list turned on? Streamer song list. Tally's wanting to request a song.
I just get her to put it in the chat. Yes.
Yeah, just I'll see if I.
We are. All the leaves are falling, and the sky is gray. I went for a walk on a winter's day. I'll be safe and warm if I was in LA. California dreaming on such a winter's day. You can take that towards us. It's quiet here. Stopped into the church. I passed along the way. That's better. Well, I got down on my knees and I began to pray. The preacher likes it cold. He knows I'm gonna stay. California dreaming on such a winter's day. Epic flute solo that I'm not playing right now. So Aston would normally be playing the flute, but she has an injured hand.
I'm gonna try playing the flute actually tomorrow. I think I might have to put my other splint on and have a sneaky flute, but I don't know.
Can we maybe pivot the camera slightly so we get Will in? Or you move over slightly? It'd be probably easy if you move the camera. There we go. No, don't move it. That's right. It made more sense for Will to move. My brain. All the leaves are brown. Perfect. And the skies are gray. I went for a walk on a winter's day. If I didn't tell her, I would leave today. California dreaming on such a winter's day. On such a winter's day. On such a winter's day. Beautiful song.
Beautiful.
Beautiful song.
Song request. Look at us. We always end up back with the music. Black Velvet is. We can do it.
How about
Velvet,
Boots?
definitely. They just joined.
I'm going to chuck this one on because I know Tully also likes this song. While Aston looks at the streamer
She
song
knows
list.
I Will Survive and then Black Velvet.
Alright. You keep saying you got something for me. Something you call love, fucking fierce. You've been missing where you shouldn't be missing. Who'd like to play the tambourine? Well, someone else is getting all your best. 'Cause these boots are made for walking. That's just what they'll do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you. You keep lying where you ought to be truthing. Oh, you've got boots on actually. You keep losing when you ought to not been. Oh, you keep saving when you ought to be a-changing. Now what is right, but you ain't right yet. Alright, sing it with me, guys. 'Cause these boots are made for walking. That's just what they'll do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you. Show us your boots, Susan. She's actually got boots on. Middle of summer.
I bet it really gets. I bet it really gets.
Are you ready, Boots? Stop walking. You keep playing where you shouldn't be playing. You keep losing when you are not. Oh, you keep slamming when you ought to be a changer. Now what is right, but you ain't right yet. 'Cause these boots are made for walking. That's just what they'll do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you. Who are you gonna walk all over soon? Are you ready, Boots? Sandals, bare feet, jandals?
Thank you for your song.
Let's walk.
Kelly.
Awesome pals, yes, yes. Woo! The stream does look much better with all the people behind
Let's
it.
do Black
doesn't it?
Velvet.
Looks great, yeah.
It's fun. It's fun streaming in the park. We're going well, and Will is a vibe.
Will is vibing.
He's rock Black Velvet.
Oh, Black Velvet. Okay.
Oh, hang on. Let's just switch your. I'm going to switch your channel. On your mic. Hang on.
Okay, cool.
If it's
Must be this chord, eh?
well, it's either going to be the cord or it's going to be your mic.
This is a
It
brand new
looks-
Shure mic.
Well, I wonder if it's what you're doing, the way you hold it, the way you hold your mic, because it is, because you've done it. If it is the mic, you've
I
done
think
it
it's the microphone.
multiple.
Brand new.
You must be holding it down, and like when you're holding the mic, you're pushing the cord,
Must be,
wearing
yeah,
out the
maybe.
thing. It's like the way
I'm
you're
so
holding.
used to being wireless. Which song am I bringing up?
One phone, please. I'll do that for a second.
Hello, hello. Oh, yes. No, so what was it? A Black Velvet, was it?
Sure was.
Okay.
We can. Can I just take your mic for a second? Sure.
Right.
Do that.
Boy, this is so fun, right? Yeah.
What is a vibe? Can you do an intro of everyone? I recognize it. Oh, okay, sure.
Oh gosh, we've gone. That's got to go under here, under there, under there. You can see her face.
Hey, Jim,
Yes, darling.
question. Why don't you just
That's
do it
probably-
simultaneously? Why don't you just do YouTube live as well?
We can't. Well,
We have an exclusivity contract to Twitch because we make money through them. We're an affiliate, and
Oh, you
there's
can't
a-
have both?
You can't simulcast, but what we can do is we can simulcast to YouTube, Facebook, and everything else separately. We just can't do it to Twitch. So if anything we do to Twitch has a
So you have to have two cameras side by side.
yeah, we could technically do that and have run separate broadcasts, which would require extra equipment over and above. The other thing is we pulled this out and put this into Twitch what the COVID because we were having problems with the OBS with the Mac and getting the audio routings after the upgrade. So this is really easy. Twitch makes it easy, and we're using like the easy version. So, but we can stream to YouTube, Facebook, anything that we have live stream accounts.
Got it.
The hard thing is like I could right now Facebook or YouTube stream, but like we need another. I need
We
my
need
phone
so
for
many
the music,
phones.
for the for the words, for the like. We almost like need like.
And my
there's so much
phone
more
is.
Oh yeah, literally we need a team. But the reason we were twitching is because we were meant to be zooming in people from places, but that was the whole. But we haven't, and are we going to? Because
We can do.
what-
We just need to line them up.
well, we need to stop to be able to do that. Well, one of us needs to come off stream and call Queenie G because she's ready to be.
I can just
zoomed
message
in.
her on here.
But we could, yeah. So there's layers. There's layers and layers and layers. And as she said, like Twitch, you can subscribe. People send money. It's like a live busking, but digital busking. But the thing is, in New Zealand, not many people know about it. So it's sort of for us, there's also an activation. People to know who we are, what we do, and we do this 3 times a week, but predominantly music. A little bit of chat. And then you kind of become part of this community, which is really, really, really cool. All right, I've got another song. So Tully was asking who's here. So we've got Claire, Sue, Will, Ace, she's like, I can kind of see the people.
William McLeod.
William McLeod, Stephen, Aston's dad. But quite a lot of people left to go to the...
They've gone to the protest.
The protest at the Domain.
Yep.
But we could, we might choose to follow suit.
We could actually shut this down and relocate to the Domain.
And
Move to the Domain.
Okay, let's do it.
Is anyone? And that could give us a good break as well.
It'll give us a
I'm
break.
getting hungry. Is everyone in agreement?
Thank you.
Woo, woo.
Yeah?
It's
Yeah, exactly.
the beauty of we just need to let these guys down and pump them up back at the Domain. But I think it'd be good. Like this is the spontaneity of being mobile.
So I'll do Tully's last song.
Unless one last song, and then we'll relocate to the Domain.
To the Domain, why not?
Awesome.
100%. Pivot is my new big word this year. And Tully said, yes, you should go down. So I will do your song, Tully, and then we will pack up and I guess tune back in about an hour. And I feel like maybe once we get to the Domain...
Then we can plan Queenie G.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if we maybe actually, as a test, do a Facebook or a YouTube live rather than a Twitch.
Whatever works for you.
Whatever.
guys.
It'll just have to be via
Whatever works
your
for you.
phone. Like one of our phones, that's it. That's all we can do. We'll talk about it in the car.
All right. So big thank you for everyone that came down in person in the stream to support this random little pop-up that we did today, but we're going to pack up and move to the Domain, where I think there will probably be a lot more people.
Last call.
Mississippi in the middle of a dry spell. Jimmy Rogers and the victrola up high. Mama's dancing with a baby on her shoulder. Sun is setting like molasses in the sky. The boy could sing, you had to move everything. Always wanting more. He leaves you longing for black velvet in my little boy's smile. Black velvet in that slow southern style. A new religion that'll bring you to your knees. Black velvet, if you please. Oh, Tully might come down to the Domain. Yes, come to the Domain. Join us.
I wonder if it's an occupation or anything. Like,
Sure.
I'm getting excited.
Up in Memphis, the music's like a heat wave. White lightning is bound to drive you wild. Mama's baby's in the heart of every schoolgirl. Love me tender, and crying in the aisle. The way he moved was a sin so sweet and true. Always wanting more. He leaves you longing for black velvet in my little boy's smile. Black velvet in that slow southern style. A new religion that'll bring you to your knees. Black velvet, if you please. Every word of every song that he sang was for you. But in a flash, he was gone, happened so soon. What could he really do?
I think we're there protest out at 2:30.
Black velvet, my little boy's smile. Black velvet in that slow southern style. A new religion that'll bring us to your knees. Black velvet, you please. Black velvet in my little boy's smile. Black velvet in that slow southern style. A new religion that'll bring you to your knees. smile, please. All right, before we go, I've actually got a quick question from Tully for Will. And actually probably would include you, Ashley, because it's talking about autoimmune disease. That song was for you, Tully. Thank you for tuning in. And do come down to the Domain. That would be awesome to see you. Quickly before we go, we will take one more interview question.
What's the view on people coming down but still wearing masks, such as people that have autoimmune issues? I imagine there would be people with masks there. Will, did you see? Were people wearing? Was there anyone with masks?
Cool. See you down there.
Like, do people,
Excellent.
people
Up there,
get
down there, across
bullied
there.
if they're wearing masks?
Oh yeah, some people wear masks, some don't. Majority
Majority
don't wear
don't,
masks.
but there are, like every protest I've been to here,
There's a mixture, but
there's
mostly
always
not.
people with masks.
Mostly
and
not, though.
No, mostly not, but no one gets bullied for wearing a mask.
No. If you are a
It's
cameraman, if you are
unless you're a cameraman,
if you've got a cameraman with a big and you're asking people if they're nasty things, then you'll get asked to move on. So they will come up to they start.
She said, "Good to know. Good to know."
So it's all good.
I think
So I guess
we
she's
are
questioning because she's coming down.
Yeah, come on down with your
and is
mask.
probably
everyone.
wanting to wear a mask.
It's all love and peace down here.
It's pro-choice. Do what you want,
Exactly.
and respect everyone.
And it wouldn't make sense that the very people that are pro-choice would then make you feel bad for wearing a mask.
Correct. No, there were people wearing masks.
Oh,
today,
first time
and it was
chat.
fine.
Bob Blaho. Oh, hello.
Bob Blaho.
We are just we're just wrapping up from the park. We're going to go down to another park. We've worked out how to be mobile, which means that we can go busking.
We can go busking.
It's getting exciting.
Yes, we are a Kiwi duo, and thank you, Mr. Tiny Corn Dog. It's been lovely to have you here with us. We're going to pack down, and we will hopefully reset back
Take a
up down
break.
at the Domain, take a bit of a break. Bob Blaho Music, I feel like we've been in your stream before.
We donated.
We donated to your
cause,
fundraiser.
yeah.
Yes. Many months ago. If I can come down. Cool. Thank you, Tully. All right, everyone who's online, we're going to drop the stream and we're going to relocate.
We're not going to raid. I don't think we raid.
Nah, we can't
not
raid.
while we're out and about. We're going to do the pound.
You're so welcome, Mr. Tiny Corn Dog. If you haven't hit that follow button, please hit the follow. It was lovely to have you on stream, but we'll probably be back on about an hour or so.
Yeah, see you soon.
And set up at a new location.
See
Okay.
how long we can last with our batteries.
Yes.
We seem to be doing well. We've done
Well,
how
we can
many
check.
hours,
We can
and
check.
you know what? We just run this off the battery too, and it's fine. And by the way, that speaker projects all the way. You can
Over
hear
to
it all
there.
the way
Over
to
to
the
the
trucks,
toilets, yeah.
or like everywhere. Like it goes huge in this one little 550 watt speaker. So
Excellent.
we bought an inverter.
Oh, that's so much, Bob Blaho. We'll be tomorrow. Actually, if you are around,
We're doing
being
a
raided.
raid train,
We're being raided
global
at
raid
4
train.
o'clock New Zealand time, so in about half an hour. So tomorrow there's a massive 36-hour raid train going on Twitch, starting in America with a guy called Sax Dragon,
We're
and
at
we're about 7
10
hours.
p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, 10
is
p.m.
which is our 4 o'clock.
Yeah, so we'll be doing a 1 hour stream and then raiding into the next person, the next person, the next person. So everyone gets an hour allocated slot. So that's pretty exciting.
sure
So
to
if
catch
you're around
us.
tomorrow, catch us
Music
at,
stream.
from around 4 o'clock. Awesome.
All right, we'll see you guys in the Domain.
Signing
We may switch over to Facebook. We could just lose it.
We'll work it out.
We'll work it out.
All right, love you all. Thank you so
All right,
much.
Thank you for joining
Ka
us.
kite anō.
Bye.